We're here.
Episode 11.
11,
my lucky number. Especially on roulette, yeah.
Why? Well, Why? Why 11?
No, I'm totally spoiled. I won't even probably be going into this in my story, but part of the story is where I am today, and I got hooked on gambling, but I was a bit like, come on, put some money on gambling, and I always backed loads of money on number 11, whole time, so I was number 11 and around it, and one year I won like a fair amount of money, over 10 grand, and I put it into this place. Wow. I was lucky. So I'm number 11, so fucking hearty, but I can't believe it, to be honest, that this is number 11. You know what I mean?
It's no gambling, innit?
Oh, here we go. Hey, come on, you like me cakes, get up, come on. I don't batter him, that's just what he does. Ben,
Go on.
Don't like your kids.
Go on. Come on,
You're like tight. You say around.
What do you think I beat him up, one? I promise I don't. Go on, you bugger.
I promise I
Alright, well.
See you later.
Well.
There we go, we're nothing like realist.
You can't beat dogs, can you? No. Blame Randers for that.
blame him for
Sort your dog out. When you get him back?
I've been lucky, number 11, I can't believe. It's a bit of a coincidence, really, but yeah.
So, we know who you are. Do you know what I mean? You know who you are.
I think I do.
But the viewing millions at home
Don't know who I am.
don't know who I am.
So,
What do you want, Danny?
Montage.
Made you a montage.
it's good enough for Elton. It's good enough for me.
So you happy?
Happy days, always happy. Gotta keep smiling.
You've got a good dress sense as well, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah.
Two guys. They must be. Did you buy that in Skipton? They must be getting worldwide or something. You know, off from Lancashire. I was off from Lancashire to Yorkshire, and I've got the same T-shirt. You know what I mean? It's like amazing, but yeah.
So look, good segue. This episode's brought to you by My Prince brand, which is now becoming Mye Tees. Get there. We'll put the links in the descriptions. Definitely get one.
But does that indigo? Have you seen that colour? It's well. I think that's the next one I'm gonna get. I'm gonna have a couple like
The red
day
one.
on day off.
Day on day off.
You've got time, and then you've got to go for kids as well, haven't you? Because you feel tight leaving kids out. So
Well, I said officially the colours are navy and cardinal. But as you like to call it,
Claret and blue.
Is that Dyslexia?
No, Villa.
Oh, Villa, isn't it?
Scunthorpe.
There's plenty, isn't there? So end of your montage then. Bit of champagne because you found out we were coming. Is that
Found out you come in, so I thought get champagne. My lad were like, "Who are these two guys?" I said, "Just two guys, simple as that, Jack." So he said, "Get champagne in, Dad. We'll have." I said, "Well, we're having a drink with him." He went, "No, we're going to spill it all at garden." So that's what we did. We bought at garden with fucking grass turned green.
But all jokes aside, for 30 years.
30 years of hurt. 30 last year. I never thought it'd happen. I was there last game of season. Last season, I was just like 97 points, and then all of a sudden we go 1-0 up. City go 1-0 down. I'm thinking this is it. Last season, 97 points, didn't win it. I give up.
Yeah.
But never going to win league. I said to everyone, that's it. If we don't win it this season, we're never going to win it. You can't get 97 points and not win league. And if you do that, you're never going to win it.
something strange this year on the 96, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I put a post on, I don't know if you've seen it yesterday, but I forgot what I was going to say, but like the Chelsea game ended in 96 minutes.
yeah. What was it?
Against City,
Yeah.
when we actually, that were it, we won it. So extra time on it, ended in 96 minutes, and it was like, wow, we won league in 96 minutes. And then we lifted trophy with 96 points. It sounds stupid to say, we lose next week on Sunday.
Yeah, just
I want to finish on 96 points.
Just to keep it like that. There's something magical about it.
You know what I mean? People go on about it and think it's something I know, but it's a massive part of football. You're a football lad, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're United, you're Burnley, I'm Liverpool, and stupid as it sounds, there's some United fans that will abuse the situation, but there's some Liverpool fans that abuse your situation, but proper football people.
Your success is not our failure.
Yeah.
Our failure is our failure.
Yeah, your failure is Fergie leaving.
Regardless of colours, I think they earned it. You don't win titles by not earning it, do you?
No. And that people have said, haven't they, that this one's going to be tainted and it's going to have an asterisk against it because there were no fans instead. Fans don't play football.
The ball goes in back of the net.
That's it, that's where you get points, isn't it?
3 points.
Luckily for, as you said earlier, our home record went, didn't it? Because some dingle team turned up.
You got Burnley, man. You got Burnley.
And Sean Dyche started kicking crap out of all our players, and fucking there we go. We draw, but yeah. It's
Where's it your affiliation with Liverpool come from?
Liverpool, it comes from, which is very strange, from growing up on the Uncourt Council estate in Accrington.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a brother, which we'll get on to later on, for a long part of my life, and my dad were a Blackburn fan. I know Dale probably don't want to hear that, but he were a Blackburn fan. And I'm sorry, Dale's a United fan. But my dad were Blackburn, and I didn't want to be a Blackburn fan. Blackburn was shit, simple as that.
Yeah.
So all my mates down the road, they were Liverpool fans, and again, like when it's story, I'll go into that family. They were like my brothers, so like, well, they support Liverpool, so do I, and they had older brothers as well that supported Liverpool, apart from one of them that for some reason supported Man United. Full family Liverpool fans. He says, no, I'm supporting United.
Black sheep.
So it's like,
what age are we talking here?
Age, I'd probably be like 7, 8 year old in primary school where I started looking at my team. But
is that late 80s, isn't it?
yeah, so born 83, 983. It's sort of like late 80s.
Late 80s, early 90s.
But I didn't really understand football. It was sort of, they support it, so I support it. Yeah. But I didn't watch it because it probably wasn't, I can't remember, on occasion, right, just jump off, because if you don't, you're going to crash into a ball.
It's like rounding up, on where we grew up, rounding up kiddie trikes.
Yeah.
You know, they're like ride-ons that kids have when you're about 13, 14, down the hill, let's go!
Just a different way of living. Like, I try and get my lad out now, and I said, let's go do this, and he's like, I just want to stream.
Yeah.
You know, play 18.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, come on.
You know,
stream, that's going to be dangerous.
We played in stream, we didn't stream, we played in stream, catching frogs and newts and stuff, you know what I mean? So yeah, so from that obviously it just time passes and ankles like forgotten about sort of thing, and we get to high school. And my partner in crime tournament mill don't last long. 2 weeks in, someone says, Tony's been kicked out of school. What do you mean? What's he done? Oh, he's been at headmaster's office, he's been naughty. Fucking hell. It must have been serious. Yeah. Well, I don't know what he'd done before to get put in headmaster's office, but when he went to headmaster's office, he said, you're not my fucking dad.
Oh.
You can't tell me what to do. And he literally picked the table, you know, all headmaster's tables, big massive thing, tipped it on him, I'll knock you out. So that rain, torn that mill, and we're gone, my partner in crime, best mate, finished. Didn't see him, he went to Naughty Boy School, Tony Allen I think it was called, where he caused more havoc, setting people on fire, throwing them through windows and stuff, and then sitting up roof at fucking school throwing towels at police when they were trying to arrest him for it.
So that's a strange way.
Back in there when riots happened. But that don't make him a bad person, he was a great lad, but I think he had the same as me, to be honest, and probably more so now. Probably would have been classed as ADHD today with Tony.
Yeah.
Well,
but it weren't diagnosed.
It's designed for the majority, but you're going to get bods. It just doesn't work.
No.
Whatever you try, It's not them.
No,
Never.
It's even like,
or,
yeah. Well, that's what you just said. Conform, innit? Conformity.
That's what
Some
school
people,
is.
yeah, it's comply or die, innit?
yeah.
Do this or
And it just
you're
didn't
out.
work. It didn't work for him, and it certainly didn't work for me. So I'm at high school now. I've lost my best mate. He's gone, and it's like fucking hell. Time to make more friends. But by this time, I mean, Tony McMillan, my dancing partner at primary school, because we come from council estate, people are like peasants don't want to do it then. Girls didn't want to dance with us, so me and Tony were fucking dance partners because we had to dance with black plimsolls on and that and fucking skimpy shorts. So we were dance partners, you know what I mean? So we did for everything together, and to lose him were massive. Yeah, black pumps that someone would give us because my mum couldn't afford them. You know what I mean? That's it. And there were 6 of us, so at high school, he'd gone, and I had other friends from primary school, but they were a bit more intelligent, so it was like different, you know what I mean? They wanted to learn.
It's not the same crack, is it?
No, they wanted to learn, I wanted to disrupt. I didn't actually want to disrupt, I wanted to not be in that lesson, that were it.
Yeah.
The whole education system, to me, is set up wrong.
Massive.
Yeah.
It is wrong, because you can't say to someone that can't read and write, go and read and write. You can't do English. You struggle in English, but we want to do French and Spanish.
They just teach you to pass tests.
That's
not,
it.
Not life skills.
Well, it's like a driving test, isn't it? They pass you to. They teach you to pass your test, not teach you to drive.
Not to drive,
Yeah, innit?
So, did you take any like woodwork or metalwork? Or
I did.
Like that?
We went into woodwork and metalwork, and I was best behaved.
Yeah.
I behaved all the time. I loved it. It was great. And this is what I said to Headmaster. I actually went to Headmaster after being pulled into his office 10 times. I said, I could be a caretaker here. Why can't I just look after the school? Why can't I go and do woodwork, metalwork, make things? I'll be happy, I'll make some stools or something. Curriculum didn't give you that opportunity, you weren't allowed.
No.
You couldn't just go and do what you wanted. But, and this is where I probably owe a lot of people from school an apology really, because I was disruptive. I didn't want to be in class. Why should I be in class? You're asking me to do something that they told my mum, no matter how much you'd have read to him as a kid, still struggle to read. And I don't mean read as in, right, I've got this book and I can't read them words. I could read the words. But I finished that page, I'd go to that and teacher might say, right, what happened on that last page? I don't know. You didn't go in.
You're reciting it, you know.
Yeah.
I
couldn't go in. If I read a book, I don't read now. I still don't read to this day because I can't. If I read an autobiography, I don't know what's happened in it. If I watch a film at the end of it, I know what's happened, I've enjoyed the film, and I'm like, 2 days later at work, people are like, what did you make of that film? What about when that happened? Must have missed that.
Yeah.
But I'm an audio book, I can listen to audiobooks and I can remember a lot more because it's sort of fed into me, I'm not having to feed it to myself.
Do you know when you're listening more to an audiobook, are you projecting that into how you'd see it happening?
Yeah.
So you're happy then because that's how I'm seeing
It's
it.
the same thing as reading because you're painting that picture yourself.
Yeah.
Or you're just hearing it, but it's the same picture.
Like, if I read a book, say for instance I read something, I don't look at apostrophes, full stops, question marks, I read it one line. Everything's just one continuous line. When I write, I'm a bit, iPhones, Samsung, plenty of other phones, isn't there? Don't get in trouble, but they've changed the way for people like me. You don't have to always look stupid on Facebook, and I know that people shouldn't view you as that, but they do. People have got. How many times do you see grammar police on Facebook and that? Spot that. Well, do you know what I mean?
Saying it because, like you say,
because it affects people, doesn't it? But I've never let things affect me because I grew up where I grew up, how I grew up. I didn't give a shit. You can't hurt me. Yeah, you can't. You don't hurt.
Strange as well though when you've got your subjects like your woodwork and your metalwork. There's probably is a big answer and why, and teachers will be screaming at us now. But your maths and your reading, it's in there.
Yeah, of course it is. Because you've got to read.
A 10mm spanner if it's a 10mm knot.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, but you're doing.
Well, measure twice, cut once.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How many times? I think you said that the other week.
Yeah. How many times people just go, oh shit, that's a bit small. Still do it now.
I can do algebra, but I can't.
Yeah.
Cut a fucking square hole.
People still to this day though, don't they? They'll go to IKEA or any other furniture store and they'll get the instructions and they can't build it.
Yeah.
These are intelligent people who can't build from instructions. So then they pay someone like me to go and build it for them. And I look at instructions and I go, don't need that, watch this. And it's done. And I'll read it and it'll say 40-minute build time. 5 minutes later, I'm like, there you go. I'm like,
Power to the love.
how's it come now?
One thing I want to ask, because you said about like the dyslexia and stuff like that. Have you seen the Lego movie?
Yeah.
Have you seen like Emmett, when he's looking at something and he builds it in his mind, like he projects the image in front of him? Is that the way that you see things?
Yeah.
So you can dismantle that set of drawers there.
Yeah. I know it goes back together. Yeah.
And
people look at me and
that's a higher intelligence, I think.
So, but my wife Vicky and my lad Jack, it took Jack quite a while. He's 14 now, and they were like, "I'll teach you how to read, Dad. I'll teach you how to spell." And he was reading Harry Potter books at 4-year-old, the big ones, you know, not the kiddie ones, proper. And it was like he knows it inside out. And I said, "Don't worry about it, son. I'll never understand it." But then he looks at me and goes, "How have you done that, Dad? How have you done that?
Yeah.
You fixed that." And it's just how it is. But that was like, so that was like, you know, 13, 14 at primary school, at high school, sorry. When I do finally go to headmaster and say, "Can I not do that?" And it's like, no, you've got to follow the curriculum. And for 14, 15, 16, like I say, I owe an apology to people from school because I was disruptive. I didn't want to be in class. I wanted to be left alone and go and do my own stuff. Yeah. And it worked because I didn't like that person or that teacher. And then poor teachers, I feel sorry for them. Because I give them honestly the grief that I caused them. It must have held back other people's education really, but I don't blame myself totally. I blame the curriculum for not looking at that and saying he'd be better off with Mr. McEwen down in Woodwork. Yeah. Going there, sitting back at class, sitting when you're 11, I go sit in there. You're 4 years behind them, but go do their work as well. Do you know what I mean? I'd have done it. I'd have been 5 years ahead in that, no problem. Could have left school with MVQs in woodwork, metalwork, anything. But instead I left with, next to art, I got a B in art. And I got a B in art because I was pissing about my mobile phone, got told off. And it was a Nokia that used to take faces off and that.
Take the faces off.
So it's a girlfriend phone. I was playing Snake at the time. And I said, "Oh, I'm taking it to bits, I'm going to draw it for me and go." I got away with it and got a B. But so by this time, that's obviously later on at school doing your GCSEs, but I'm 13, 14 now. Lost my best mate for school, he's gone. Still got this dyslexia causing trouble in classes, wanting to just do metalwork and woodwork. And PE, I didn't mind PE.
Well, good, yeah.
You know, it was good. But it worked just like with the teachers in there as well.
Yeah, they're more relaxed.
Yeah, and straight talking. Mr. Vizard.
If you fuck about,
he just belted
doing it.
Yeah, he did, Mr. Vizard. And I don't want to get him in trouble, but you know, it weren't a bully.
He just did.
But it was like,
to watch you in the shower as well.
Yeah, just fucking.
Make sure you wear a grab.
Yeah. They did to make sure you washed afterwards.
It's fucking freezing.
Yeah. I bet you can't even shower like you used to as kids. I bet they're all individual blocks now. You used to do one big shower, like a room like this, go and get washed.
Like a gas chamber.
Yeah.
Well, it's even like that in football. There's no baths or anything.
Yeah. But like I say, them teachers, they were hard. You know. If I were naughty in PE, he'd fucking give me a backhand and say, "Fucking tell your mum about that if you dare. She'll go and give you one."
Yes, I'm just going to say that, yeah. Right. What are you doing, Casper?
But then later on, I was never bullied. I will get that. I was never bullied as a kid because of my tough upbringing. I didn't allow, and I wouldn't say the opposite where I were a bully, but I didn't take shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, "You try it, and we'll see." So I didn't get bullied, but we were different than a lot of people at our school. A lot of people at our school that I ended up at school with, they were like Avenue Parade at Crinton. They were posh back then. And they all went to school with posh shoes, nice Adidas bags, top clothes. Primary school were a bit different because you're in pumps and stuff, but when you get to PE at our school, it's like you've got Beth football boots, you've got them, what have you got, Ben? Still got my black pumps.
Yeah.
So this made a massive difference as well, where then I thought I need to help myself here. And there's no shame to my mum. My mum did the fucking best she could do for us. And I went and got paper round, started working on paper round. And that gave me some money then.
But it's an early one as well of, I'm not going to sit here and wallow.
Yeah.
I'm going to change.
What
do I need to fix?
Yeah.
Like, because again, this fixing things, it's not just physical.
No, it's other things.
Yeah, it's your situation as well, right? How can I make positive change?
Definitely, yeah. So by this stage, like I started getting my paper rounds, and I'm thinking, I can help my mum here.
Yeah. Well, you're learning value of money, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
How
definitely.
good's that feeling?
I felt well good being able to buy my mum a box of chocolates or something at a young age, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you probably take your mums for granted. Now, I even today probably still do, but you do as much as you can for them if and when you can. But I thought to myself, I can get some new trainers. I couldn't afford to go buy them outright, but my grandma, and back in them days, catalogues.
Yeah.
Catalogues were a massive part of council life growing up. Can't afford it, we'll get it anyway.
Yeah.
So I spoke to my grandma, and my grandma lived in Preston. I said, if I pay every week, can I get some new trainers? So I get some new Adidas trainers, and I can go to school with these Adidas trainers on a 59-week payment plan or something. And then I got some kickers, some shoes.
Yeah.
Kickers,
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, I can get some kickers now. So I get these kickers and I haul it round. But by the time you've knackered them playing football, you're still paying for them.
Yeah.
So then I'm going into PE and I'm thinking, the trainers are shit, I'm going to go back to my Pezzy ones. And you go in and there's always a lost and found, isn't there?
Yeah.
I resorted to that. I can't do PE, I've no trainers. Thought I'd get away with it. Mr. Viz, alright, lost and found there, lost property or hand-me-downs. Some trainers, some Nikes, couldn't believe it, a pair of Nike trainers, pink on top, didn't give a shit. They're mine, I am having them trainers.
Yeah,
exactly.
Chop your toes off.
Yeah. Well, I was quite lucky in that respect, because I was born, when I was born I had a lot of leg problems anyway. I've skipped past this, but I was born and my legs were sort of inverted, if you will, and I walked with my feet in and my knees nearly touched each other, and I walked with my toes to my heel rather than heel to toe.
Yeah.
So I'd always had leg problems, and my toes were crushed up. My toes are still to this day, like hammer toe, they're like crushed up. So I always had small feet, and at a young age they went to break all 10 toes, both my legs, straighten it all, and massive operation. Mum said no, there must be other ways. She always fought for me, my mum, to make sure I got the best of everything. And it turned out you could get these special insoles, and they were weighted, and that brought my feet out and heel to toe.
So it's slowly manipulating.
Them back, and then go get a new set of heels, and it done. Let's say, so a bit of a weird child really. But like I say, I was never bullied, and I never, back then you don't let things stop you, do you? Just think, keep going. So I got that sorted. So any trainers fit, didn't matter to me, any trainers fit, and I got them at school. And I thought, I'm not handing these in the end of PE, I'm keeping these bad boys. So I did, took them all.
Did they make you run faster?
They did.
Especially
Especially
kicks, they don't go, are they fast then?
No.
When you're a kid, we were always how fast
The fast went bell went, and I thought I had to let on the bar. Straight in the face. I didn't realise later in life that high tech were actually quite popular, and they were alright. They were brilliant, weren't they? But yeah.
They were like Vapor Max are now, with shads.
Yeah, get yourself shadows out. So, again, back to buying them, money had gone, still paying for them, thought, right, I've got another 20 weeks before I can buy another pair of them, which I did. I kept buying more and more, and helping my mum. Like I said, there was 6 of us at home. Money was tight, mum would stay at home, mum, and dad, who brought me up, went to work. But I don't think there was so much as, there were no tax credits or at the top you up with. It was like, you've got what you've got and you've met do with it.
Yeah.
Even I remember once going in, I must have been 14, my mum was crying on the end of bed with a brown envelope, being evicted. No, these are things I remember. I remember these things, and I think to myself, it's not right this, my mum's a good person.
Yeah.
You know, and I always felt sorry for my mum because she was soft. Mum were very soft. Mum were bullied. Mum were bullied on the estate really. People probably won't like to hear that if they do ever read this, see this video, but I don't give a shit. I'm honest.
Yeah.
There's people on that estate still to this day that
Just took advantage of it.
took advantage of my mum's good nature.
Is it like taking a kindness for weakness?
Yes, exactly. Kindness is taken for weakness.
She's still there.
No, my mum was in Preston. She got away from Uncle later on in life. Which we'll get to later, but yeah, she moved away and her life's totally different now. And I don't mean bullied as in emotionally, but no, you know what I mean? You'll do this, Lorraine will do that, Lorraine will do that, oh, they're peasants over there, sort of thing. So my mum was very
in common tongue we call it taking the piss.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah.
To the point where she's borrowed money for people, tens of thousands, and got none of it back.
Fucking hell.
Do you know what I mean? And my brother is he's had his own issues, my brother. He's ADHD and all that sort of shit. And he knows about it, and he don't let him forget. He's like, don't forget your mum that money, you silly bastard. You know what I mean?
Too right.
And there's a lot that happened on that estate where, when you look back as an adult, you don't see it as a kid, but when you look back, you realise your mum was taken advantage of all this time, and your mum was actually a really, really good person. She was just a bit soft.
Everything's technicolor as a kid, isn't it?
Yeah. It was always, you know, Lorraine will look after our kids. Lorraine will do it. So to some point where she had to look after their kids before her own, really. You know what I mean? She never neglected us. Yeah. I don't want her to feel bad if she probably will read this, watch this, but she never neglected us. But she had 6 kids at home, and then she's looking after supposedly aunties down the road and them across the road, and
free babysitting.
Yeah, that's all it worked, free babysitting. And taking piss out of her, you know what I mean? So I remember this as a kid, and I didn't like it. I remember chasing some bloke around the estate with a fucking cricket bat. I was going to kill him. 14-year-old, I was going to kill him, man. Didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
If I got him, I was going to hit him. And that was from a point of being 14, violence. You know, you bring violence into a council estate. It's all lovey-dovey and everything, but garden parties, people are having parties, aren't they, all the time? And they're not, all mums aren't at work. Not all mums, some mum and dad both worked a lot, but a lot didn't. A lot were mum stayed at home, dad went to work. And I remember certain people taking advantage. And I remember one day, one bloke come home from work, and my uncle Gordon shouts him down, and he kicked off. I've been at fucking work all day, blah blah blah. And I remember my mum being sat on the edge of this, on the steps at this friend's house, and he turned that violent. I fucking whacked straight on my mum. Hit my mum, this bloke.
Bloody hell.
I was 14, I think, 15. So I'm chasing him out of the estate, I'd fucking kill him. And I didn't give a shit. If I'd have got him, I'd have probably been young famous, because I was seriously bloody. No, it weren't properly televised, were it? So,
sticker albums and that.
Sticker albums, yeah. We were peasants, we couldn't afford them, so I had to get everyone swaps, really. I'd be like, I'll wash your bike if I've got a swap still.
I can get a shiny, like you said.
Looking all shiny now, got top of head, innit, like, you know. But yeah, so we didn't really watch football, because in our age, in the late 80s, 90s, well, apparently you could get Sky, somehow, where apparently we phone line the battery. I don't know if you ever knew, but dodgy that.
Signals.
But yeah, in our day, growing up, again, it's not like today, and we were out all the time.
Yeah.
Computers, there were no internet, so you played a little bit of Super Nintendo, and then you went outside and played football, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was a good blend. I was talking to somebody the other day, because we come from a blend of outside and computer generation, even still, but it was that blend where you'd have to bring your mates in to play.
Yeah. And then when it didn't work, you had to pull it out. Blow it back, didn't you? It worked every time, though, didn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously, as much as I say I supported Liverpool, I probably didn't, in the sense it was just more of a following of my friends.
It's inclusive, isn't it?
Yeah.
You want to belong to a group.
So let's say my dad were a Blackburn fan, all my mates were Liverpool fans. There were a couple of other Blackburn fans, because our estate at Puncourt were predominantly Blackburn or Burnley. You one or other.
Yeah.
There weren't really many Liverpool fans, United fans. It were Blackburn, Burnley. So I didn't really, as much as I said I supported them, I had a mixture of shirts. My dad had put me in a Blackburn shirt. I remember crying, actually. He put me in a Blackburn shirt, I cried. I all support this team, Dad. I'm sorry, I'm a Liverpool fan. He's like, you're a Blackburn fan. I think shirt might have been his, so it didn't even fit, but he was like, you will be a Blackburn fan. It didn't happen.
Must be hard to take as a dad, though.
Well,
isn't it? Yeah.
Later on in life, things changed with me and my lad, which I'll hopefully get into if I can remember it at the point. But it involves Blackburn, really. So yeah, we didn't watch football. We were out playing, so I followed my friends, if you will, and they were probably the same. And you'll know one of the lads, I'm pretty sure, when I name this family later, who were like brothers to us. So yeah, that's where football come from friends and families.
So where is it you originated from? Accrington?
I was born in Rosendale, Rosendale Hospital. I think the maternity was closed shortly after I was born, so obviously I'm already setting roots of being a disaster that they close things after I've been there. It's just that, we're having no more of that. And then I moved to Haslingden. I lived in Haslingden then, till I was about 2 years old. and then
Well,
that's where life starts.
the little place, because there's probably Bodsy watching this thinking, why the fuck's that? I've never heard of that. But they're very, a lot of terraced houses, aren't they?
Yeah.
Quite working class industrial places.
A lot of mills in Haslingden.
Yeah.
A lot of mills, and I still work there now in an old mill there. So yeah.
Nice. It's quite tucked away, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It used to be a lovely town, and people know me will probably see this and think, do you mean it used to be? That's a shithole now. It absolutely is ruined. And the truth behind it, what's ruined it is drink and drugs.
Yeah.
Like most places.
There's great small places.
Yeah.
Lack of employment, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of lack of employment, not much opportunity to go out and do stuff. They've closed parks and everything, there's nowhere to go with kids, is there? You know what I mean? So it's hard. But we only stayed there till we were 2. Then mum and dad divorced. Are we just going with it now, yeah?
Yeah.
So mum and dad just divorced, and we're sofa hopping then. So I'm staying at friends of my mum, so there were my mum, my sister who's a bit older than me, and me, and we were sofa hopping, living on friends of friends' sofas, you know what I mean? My mum would ring and mate, can I come and stay for a couple of days with kids, and so we can get sorted. We did that for about 6 months. Obviously I don't know this or remember this, but I've asked my mum a few little things about my life, and then we moved to Uncourt, so about 2.5, 3 when I moved to Uncourt. And that's probably, I stayed there forever then, till joining army.
Yeah.
So my whole life has been on the council estate. And my earliest memory that my mum's told me about Uncourt was when I was 3-year-old. And I'm lucky to be alive, to be fair. I'm not just saying that, it's apparently true. My mum said this, that when I was 3-year-old, I've always been a bit of a doer. So find the knife, bang straight in plug socket.
Yeah.
But it snapped. It knife. So I didn't die. At 3-year-old, I put a knife in plug socket and the knife snapped, and it didn't kill me. It blew me back a bit, but if it hadn't broke, it just been.
I'm a bit of a doer.
I fix things.
But I'm not a thinker. I'm a doer. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's a massive part of my story. It's here. So yeah, that's my earliest memory that I was ever told that.
You're into electrics.
I thought we were into electrics, yeah. And I've avoided them ever since, to be fair, because I think there's a few times where I'm pissed about growing up as a kid and seeing how things work, and you're old. I mean, we don't have them now, really. There's very few of them lights, dangling lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how the hell does that work? Oh, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
So instructions, I don't need them. I'm going to work it out.
I took ball back, put my fingers on 2 pins, pushed them up, and that's how it works. That's it. You know, now don't do that again. So yeah.
What were you like as a schoolie?
School hard, very very hard. Primary school, like I said, I lived on that estate, and I had a lot of friends. And like I say, you'll probably know Mick McMillan. He was started in Anzio.
Yeah, don't name. I might recognise.
Yeah, you will. I did Octalic 1, and then I think he wanted to do another Octalic later on, and I think he was involved in some stuff that we don't really want to go into. But they were like my friends. They were like my family, because Mum had 2 more kids. Well, she had twins on the estate. So I had another 2 sisters, so I had 3 sisters by this time and me. So I'm thinking, they're my friends. The Macmillans, they were 4 lads, 2 girls, so like, I'm happy with that. I've got 4 brothers now. And that's how I felt. I felt like they were my brothers. Still do to this day, we're very, very close. And so I went to school with them. Michael were a bit older than me, and then my mate Tony Macmillan. We walked to school, school were hard. We walked to school every day, and it was about a mile to school. Right. Peel Park in Accrington.
Alright.
You know that?
Yeah.
And behind Peel Park, the football field at Peel Park actually used to be where Accrington Stanley trained.
Right.
Back in heyday, like so. Yeah. So we, like I say, we were 6, 7 year old. We were walking a mile to school, left alone. No one gave a shit. No one had ever create any bother for us. No, none of this like it is today. I'm a bit worried, like taking school yourself.
Sets you up early though, doesn't it?
Of course it does. It sets you out. Independence. That's what it is. It's all about being independent. So we sets off to school, and we get to school, and there's me and Tony. We were like partners in crime. We were fucking naughty. We were like anything we can do to cause mischief, we will.
naughty, not what level of naughty though? You're not mugging old people and,
No,
and stuff
no,
like
we were
that.
very respectful to people. We never really did out wrong, but from a very early age, you could tell there was something not right with us.
So I've just got like flicking dog shit at each other. Well,
no,
they're naughty.
we probably did, but it probably more like bricks, to be fair. They're probably more like bricks that were thrown at each other. Just like, fucking, I bet you don't headbutt that. Fucking move.
Yeah, I bet you don't.
And when you say that, it's like, oh, what do you mean you're dead? Of course I'm dead. So, so my earliest memories of primary school is going with Tony McMillan and his brothers, but me and Tony were partners in crime, so if he were in trouble, I were in trouble, and if I were in trouble, he were in trouble. And Mum knew from an early age that something weren't quite right with me, that there was something a bit like, why is he like this? I weren't naughty ADHD like that. I mean, everyone's ADHD these days, aren't they? It's just straight ADHD. So, me and Tony got broke up at primary school. He got into one class and I into another, because if we didn't, it'd just be like, we'd just stab each other with pencils or something, because school weren't great.
We call it normal.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it still happens to this day, especially in army. We know what tricks you get up to in block and that. It's bants, isn't it? So I think our bants from an early age, I was just like, it don't matter. But what it were, this is where I did my first Bob test at primary school. This is what I call it, the Bob test. So they weren't sure what was wrong, so they said, my mum pushed them, because back in there, I'm talking back in there, in the 1980s, but it weren't that long ago, really, you know what I mean? But it was different. So if something's not right now, you're quickly diagnosed with something. So Mum said, I don't think there's something right. He's not doing what normal kids do. And it turns out that I did my board test, which were, can you put that triangle block in the right hole? Can you put that round one in the... And a piece of piss, that, no problem, passed all that. So, and then in an early age I was diagnosed dyslexic. Right. Suffered dyslexia. Now some people just think, fucking thick. Simple as that.
Well, you're naughty or thick.
Yeah. And I'm thick.
Let's help him, it works.
Exactly, so I was classed as thick. That's all it was, I was classed as thick.
And there's no different learning styles.
No, nothing changed. It was just, you can't read them right. Yeah, and dyslexics, people get mixed up with dyslexia because there's different versions of dyslexia. I mean, people don't realise that actually, if you put your keys down today, like now, and then go to the kitchen and come back and you're like, where do I put my keys? That is a part of dyslexic, short-term memory. Right. You can't remember it. Right. And I didn't know this because I always lose my keys. I'm like,
so it's retaining information.
Yeah, go upstairs and you're like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah, what have I come up for? And it's that. But my biggest issue, which I've had that in later life, but my biggest issue was reading and writing. I couldn't read, I couldn't write, and I was actually, I had speech therapy as a kid.
So it is a case, obviously you go to school, technically, to read and write.
Yeah.
So because that information weren't retaining, stab your mate with a pen instead. Yeah. Because I'm bored.
Bored? It's not good to me then. So that was the whole of primary school. Right, it's thick, and I suffered migraines at primary school as well. So I used to play a bit and get off school for it. So I used to not wax school, but get off. But so primary school were all about that, and it were playground, football. I couldn't play football, 2 left feet. Shit. And I'm not from Lee, so I couldn't play rugby either. You know what I mean? Like football and cricket were just like, nah, I don't play cricket, that is shit.
Yeah, boring.
Sorry to anyone that likes cricket, but cricket is not for me. It's like, my lad plays it now, but I think that's because he's been brought up virtually in Yorkshire. Fucking shit on. Lancashire. But no, seriously, that was the whole of school growing up, and dyslexic were just like you're thick, so I got assigned later on in my later years of primary school a teacher to help me. Yeah. But that sort of made it different than everyone else then. So they're like, right, you're going to go out of class now and you're going to learn to read and write with said teacher. I think she was called, she was Elizabeth Liberton. And I've got a lot to thank her for really, because she helped me in life really, from primary school, transitioning to high school and through high school.
She stayed with you, or just to help?
Yeah, no, she actually stayed with me throughout, because she come at the later end of primary school to tell me that she's going to take me forward into high school. So right at the end of primary school, and you're getting ready for high school, I knew which high school I was going to. It's a bit more complicated. I mean, you have 3 choices, but you're guaranteed. I just put Hollins. That's where I was. My sister was there, the Macmillans were there. That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
So I knew. So she said to me, your choice will be granted if it helps you. If you're feeling it's going to help you, that's where we're going. So I got a day release from primary school to go to high school for a look around.
Yeah, it's like a look at life thing. Yeah.
And I got that, and which massively helped because she took me. I'll never forget. She picked me up. She said, "Right, we're going." She picks me up in this Land Rover. Well, I was from council estate. Never had fuck all. And like I say, my mum and dad, my mum and the fella she married, Martin, had 2 kids, and I finally got my brother when I was a 7-year-old. But it's a bit late really, because you're 7, he's 1. By the time you're 13, he's just about ready to play with you, but you're off with your mates. So so it didn't really happen really. So I goes to, we didn't have much money and that, and everything was a struggle. So our cars were like really old motors. I don't know if you ever remember like the old Volvo. If you look at it now, it looks like an old top hat.
Like a
top hat.
It was my granddad had one of them for years. People watching, they'll know.
Yeah.
You could crash into anything.
Yeah,
You're surviving.
Probably better than some armoured vehicles that people have given out there. But so she picks me up in this Land Rover. I'm thinking, I'll turn up to high school for a 1-day look at life sort of thing in this Land Rover. People are going to think this is my mum. This rich kid turning up.
It's doing a turn there.
So, like I say, we get there, we go through school, and she says, "This is a special classroom. You'll go to your classrooms, but once a week or whatever it were, you'll come here and you'll take a lesson with me." And we did that. But before I get to high school, obviously I did that day and I come back. But later on, toward back end of primary school, I broke my ankle. And from an early age, I also knew I was going to join army. And once I got this dyslexic diagnosis, if you will, it turned out, put an hammer in my hand, and I could do things. I mean, I would do it. So, and it's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, it's amazing that you don't need to read and write. It's a different thing.
If you show me something and then let me do it, I'll remember it for the rest of my life.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it.
I'm one of them. Do you know when people go, do you need me to draw you a fucking picture? I do actually. If you draw, you show me.
So that, that were it. So I remember my mum actually, while we were at primary school, she bought this wooden toolbox. And I think loads of people had them, and they got cantilevered, it opened up, and it had hammers and screwdrivers and all sorts of stuff.
That little bandsaw and all that.
That was my first little tools, and I loved it.
Lego and that, fucking mega.
I think only thing with it, I thought everything needed fixing. So all doors needed fixing. I didn't realise that putting all of them weren't fixing them and breaking them. And I don't know if it was like everyone's council estates were the same, but you had your front door, and then at the bottom of the stairs there were a panel of windows that had like 20 windows in, small ones. So I smashed them all. With this hammer. I thought, I'll fix these. Must have been a hot day, I thought I needed air conditioning, so I smashed them all.
Well.
It did. Well, tough love when we were kids. I mean, I didn't even get a backhander. Fucking slipper come off. Slipper come off. We had settee that we got given off someone else because, like I say, we were fucking skinned. Look at it going and stop it, stop it.
Well,
Turn it west.
We used to get belts.
But the more you laughed, because I was like, right, if I laugh, she'll give up. You're not hurting me. So she didn't more.
Just wind you up,
You little bastard, you will fucking be sorry. So I'm like, fucking hell. All I've done is fix windows. So I get that toolbox and that was that. But from then, I knew that the later part of my story will become whatever, posh words or whatever. It'll be revealed. And I know I joined army, even at primary school.
Right.
Because...
Do you know what as? You just wanted to be a soldier?
No, wanted to be a soldier. My granddad were Royal Marine, so I was going to be a soldier, mate. That's it, I was a soldier. Can't read and write, don't need to do it else, I'm going to be a soldier. Go join army and seen it all on telly. It's going to be brilliant, this. So I know
I've seen it all on telly. Was your granddad a big part of your life as well?
Massive part of my life, yeah. Used to go see my grandma and granddad, like my mum. Before M65 was built, used to go all the way from Accrington to Preston. I think later on towards leaving school, I think M65 was built, which made it even easier. So I used to go once every couple of weeks, and my granddad always told me tales of Korean War and stuff like that. And to this day, I look at it now and you told me that, granddad. Yeah, you told me that, granddad. I thought I heard that one and all, granddad. he's dead now, bless him. He died a couple of years ago, 5 years ago. And to hear one of them stories again, it'd be amazing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just don't. I can't even remember the stories because they just went straight over my head.
Yeah.
And some of them I've got, which you can't really put on camera, but they were different days, weren't they? Back
Yeah.
when they were 18 more. So yeah, they were a massive part of my life. And with my dad, my mum and dad breaking up, my biological father, we'll call him for now, weren't there for us.
Yeah.
So I was brought up by my stepdad, but I don't refer to him as stepdad because I find it as a bit of an insult, to be honest. He's my dad.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
My stepdad's my dad. And the only reason why I say stepdad is when I'm explaining because people that know me know I've got another dad, a biological father. So yeah, he was a massive part, so I knew I would join the army. So when we get to high school, nothing mattered. It didn't matter.
Right.
It didn't matter.
Did they not try and push you to say, right, what do you need to get something out of school so you can go in there?
They did. They said like, you need to go. But again, when we first got to high school, I went with Tony McMillan, and that didn't last long. So they were naughty. But before I go to that, the ankle part, I need to finish that, don't I? So I broke my ankle, and that, like I said, because I knew I was joining the army, I was pissing about in cemetery. We lived right outside the cemetery, so we were out jumping off walls and
Training.
This is what my mum believed for like years. I think I told her, she might get a shock when she sees this, but I told her that I broke my ankle running to try and keep fit to get in the army at still at primary school. But truthfully, I jumped off a wall in cemetery and all my mates had jumped off and they were like, come on Ben, jump off, jumped off it a million times, and I said, something don't feel right, you know. And they said, you'd be right, you've done it before. I said, yeah, I've never broke a bone in my body. Swear down, that's what I said. Jumped off, snapped my ankle. I thought, shit, what am I going to do here? My mum's going to kill me. So there a tree felled. I fucking laid on that. I thought, I'm sleepy, I'll be right in a minute. And I didn't. I had to fucking go home, so I thought, I'll go to bed. So that's what I did. I went home, went to bed. A few hours later, I hear this, Ben. My mum shouted, what? Come here. So he gets out of bed, stands up straight. Ah, shit, what the fucking hell was that? So I swore, and again I remember this like it yesterday, I swore, and I remember mum saying, you little fucking bastard, what are you swearing at? I thought, well that's a good response, isn't it? I'm swearing, you asked me, you little bastard, what are you swearing at? So I says, oh, I think I've broke my ankle. She says, how the bloody hell have you done that? And I'm talking it out like this now. So I says, I was running up Coppice. You will know what Coppice, won't you? Running up Coppice, like, getting ready to be in army one day, mum. She's like, bloody hell. Well, I've taken then to your auntie Denise. So everyone at my estate was your auntie or uncle.
Yeah.
Everybody.
With a first aid kit.
Yeah. So my uncle's like this. We're going down to see niece, auntie niece.
Reckon you will?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. She's a stay-at-home mum, housewife like you. Fucking when did she become a doctor? So
they've got the knowledge.
Yeah,
they've got the knowledge.
I mean, she didn't even drive, so my mum would drive her. So I'm thinking, what are you taking me there for? So we get to Denise's, so he gets there and Denise says, that don't look good, I think you need to go to hospital, not to come and see me. So I went off to hospital. And this plays a massive part in my life, this broken ankle, it hinders me forever. And they said to me like, you've left it too long to come in, so we can't put a pot on it no more. And they used an old-fashioned tar and bandage to bring the swelling down.
Wow.
But I don't remember anything else after that, like what they did for me. I don't remember any physio or anything like that.
No.
So I think it was something alright, you ate, crack on to school.
Yeah, you're alright.
So
NHS says, very good.
But I was always hurting myself because skateboards, go down the street with no shoes on and try and stop at bottom. I headbutted a lamppost once, smashed on my arm, you know what I mean?
No hand.
Yeah.
Bang!
Bikes
You do shit like that.
Yeah, our bikes didn't have brakes because we didn't actually get a bike for Christmas because we thought,
Back foot on wheel.
And I went and got paper round, started working on paper round, and that gave me some money then.
But it's an early one as well of, I'm not going to sit here and wallow.
Yeah.
I'm going to change.
Yeah.
What do I need to fix?
Yeah.
Like, because again, this fixing things, it's
all
not just
in.
physical.
No, it's other things.
Yeah, it's your situation as well, right? How can I make positive change?
Definitely, yeah. So by this stage, like I started getting my paper rounds, and I'm thinking, I can help my mum here.
Yeah. Well, you're learning value of money, aren't you?
Yeah,
How
definitely.
good's that feeling?
I felt well good being able to buy my mum a box of chocolates or something at a young age, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you probably take your mums for granted. Now, I even today probably still do, but you do as much as you can for them if and when you can. But I thought to myself, I can get some new trainers. I couldn't afford to go buy them outright, but my grandma, and back in them days, catalogues.
Yeah.
Catalogues were a massive part of council life growing up. Can't afford it, we'll get it anyway.
Yeah.
So I spoke to my grandma, and my grandma was impressed. I said, if I pay you every week, can I get some new trainers? So I get some new Adidas trainers, and I can go to school with these Adidas trainers on a 59-week payment plan or something. And then I got some kickers, some shoes.
Yeah.
Kickers,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, I can get some kickers now. So I get these kickers and I haul it round. But by the time you've knackered them playing football, you're still paying for them.
Yeah.
So then I'm going into PE and I'm thinking, the trainers are shit, I'm going to go back to my Pezzy ones. And you go in and there's always a lost and found, isn't there?
Yeah.
I resorted to that. I can't do PE, I've not trainers. Thought I'd get away with it. Mr. Viz, alright, lost and found there, lost property or hand-me-downs. Some trainers, some Nikes, couldn't believe it, a pair of Nike trainers, pink on top, didn't give a shit. They're mine, I am having them trainers.
Yeah,
exactly.
I shot my toes off.
Yeah. Well, I was quite lucky in that respect, because I was born, when I was born I had a lot of leg problems anyway. I've skipped past this, but I was born and my legs were sort of inverted, if you will, and I walked with my feet in and my knees nearly touched each other, and I walked with my toes to my heel rather than heel to toe.
Yeah.
So I'd always had leg problems, and my toes were crushed up. My toes are still to this day, I call it hammer toe. They're like crushed up. So I always had small feet. And at a young age they went to break all 10 toes, both my legs, straighten it all. Massive operation. Mum said no, there must be other ways. She always fought for me, my mum, to make sure I got the best of everything. And it turned out you could get these special insoles, and they were weighted. And that brought my feet out and heel to toe.
So it's slowly manipulating.
Them back, and then go get a new set of heels, and it done. Let's say, so a bit of a weird child really. But like I say, I was never bullied, and I never, back then you don't let things stop you, do you? Just think, keep going. So I got that sorted. So any trainers fit, didn't matter to me, any trainers fit, and I got them at school. And I thought, I'm not handing these in the end of PE, I'm keeping these bad boys. So I did, took them all.
Did they make you run faster?
They did.
Especially
Especially
kicks, they don't go. Are they fast then?
Yeah.
When you're a kid, we were always how fast.
the fast went bell went, and I thought I had to on the bar straight in the bell. I didn't realise later in life that high tech were actually quite popular. And they were alright. They were brilliant, weren't they? But yeah.
They were like Vapor Max are now, with shads.
Yeah, get yourself shadows out. So again, back to buying them. Money had gone. Still paying for them. Thought, right, I've got another 20 weeks before I can buy another pair of them, which I did. I kept buying more and more. And helping my mum. Like I said, there was 6 of us at home. Money was tight. Mum would stay at home. Mum and Dad, who brought me up, went to work. But I don't think there was so much as there were no tax credits or at the top you up really. It was like, you've got what you've got and you've met do with it.
Yeah.
Even I remember once going in, I must have been 14, my mum was crying on the end of bed with a brown envelope, being evicted. No, these are things I remember. I remember these things, and I think to myself, it's not right this, my mum's a good person.
Yeah.
You know. And I always felt sorry for my mum because she was soft. Mum were very soft. Mum were bullied. Mum were bullied on the estate really. People probably won't like to hear that if they do ever read this, see this video, but I don't give a shit. I'm honest.
Yeah.
There's people on that estate still to this day that
Just took advantage of it.
took advantage of my mum's good nature.
Is it like taking a kindness for weakness?
Yes, exactly. Kindness is taken for weakness.
She's still there.
No, my mum was in Preston. She got away from Uncle later on in life, which we'll get to later. But yeah, she moved away and her life's totally different now.
In youth and council stages, rise.
Yeah, bolted down.
Bronx, but
Yeah, but that's what we love, isn't it?
My fucking Beirut.
so we got
So we got up to 14, didn't we? Really?
Yeah.
Where,
Yeah, you said you got a B in it, you know.
yeah, so that was later on, like obviously, but yeah, so we get going and that, and we started getting supply teachers as well, and they were different. And one of them, he were in art, and I was naughty in there, so again, I didn't really want being art weren't for me. It was drawing, it was alright, but it was boring, so I wanted to go back in woodwork anyway.
Yeah.
I remember Paul Drew, called Mr. Drew, and he was a supply teacher, so it was like, this is brilliant, I can win this one. I always take piss out of supply
Easy
teachers.
prey, aren't they?
Easy. They don't know me. And gives them some shit like, and he says, outside, nice one, I won this, I'll get kicked out again, I can do what I want. Comes out and he says, hey, you little shithead, fucking carry on like that and you'll know about it. He weren't big and strong at all, but he knew how to deal with me. He talked to me how I wanted to be spoken to. Get back in now and do your fucking tongue. I thought, I like you. That was best behaved for
So
me.
you're responding to it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So all this, when people say to me later on, oh, you won't be able to do it on me, you can't take being shouted at. Actually, I respond better to it, because you're my sort of person. You're being honest with me. You're not going down a curriculum route of you can't do this, you can't do that. I mean, now I don't know how they survive them teachers. Can't red and yellow cards and all that sort of stuff.
Please do this. Everything's got please on and
But there's even another one. We'll jump into it in a bit. People saying to you, I don't know you're going to survive in the army. You can't take being shouted at. But being shouted at was quite minimalistic.
Yeah.
It weren't
plain, innit?
Yeah.
Everyone understands it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You shout it at, you know.
Do this, and if you don't, you'll know about it.
Yeah.
Happy with
And that was the worst thing, because of the aftermath of it coming. So I get to 14-year-old and I've got my paper and I'm earning my money, I'm buying my trainers, and I'm feeling a little bit better. And like I say, I weren't believing everyone went alright with me, but I was sort of like not one of the cool kids.
Yeah.
I weren't invited to go play football, even though I couldn't play anyway, so it wouldn't make no difference. So I went smoking, giving teachers fags, because they just thought if he gives us a fag we'll let him off. Like, they were 8 wheels or
It's surviving though, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's your survival
or some
tactic.
teachers would give me a fag just to shut me up. Like, you know what I mean? I won't name him, but he knows who he is. He was a good teacher. He actually gave me dad 6 at best with slipper for smoking in class, so he must have thought, oh, little shit, just like his dad. So I get to 14-year-old, and then I started on this paper, and I got to know an elderly lady, Ellen, and she had a slipped disc. So she said, is there any chance you can just do this for me? So you local people, and it's on estate. I lived here, and it was like the next close, if you will. So yeah, no worries. Anything you ever need, let me know. But then I started going every day to Ellen's house. Bill were blind and couldn't walk, and she had a slipped disc. It weren't permanently slipped. It was slipped. I don't know how they were, but she weren't constantly in pain. But she was in a lot of pain a lot of the time. And my grandma lived in Preston, so I didn't see her that often. And Ellen sort of like become a bit of a grandma to me, you know what I mean? And then I met her family, her sons. Her son were Royal Marine. I'm still in touch with them now because Rob's a ex-Royal Marine and he's a physio now, and he helps me through things, and he's a very good bloke, based over in Lytham. Rob Ellison's physio, I think he's called, so anyone need help over in Lytham, go see Rob, he'll sort you out, top bloke, done everything, you know what I mean, paramedic the lot. And there's a sad story about that. Probably won't share that because his nephews and that are on, and maybe it's not a platform for them, you know what I mean, but it was sad something that happened to him.
If he wants to come on, tell his story.
Yeah, he might do, you know. Rob could come on, or even Jason or Shane, they could come on about basically the loss of their dad. On a motorbike, so that was sad. But I'm looking after Ellen now, and I'm sort of thinking, mate, I'm earning money, and I'm getting some responsibilities. I didn't do fuck all at home. My bedroom were a mess, but I looked after this little old lady, Ellen. You know what I mean?
Like buttermilk milk.
Yeah.
Mum's like, why don't you do that here?
But it was great because again, we're at home, there were a lot of us, and you know, back then you could go to shop with 10p and get some sweets. You can't now, can you get 2 sweets 5p each or something like that? And we didn't have biscuits in at home. We didn't have biscuit tin because we couldn't afford them. Simple as that, you know. People can say what they want, but they couldn't afford them.
Biscuits, don't they?
Yeah.
It's a living luxury.
Yeah, where Ellen had biscuits.
Teapot.
So I come home from school, do my paper round, and my paper round was massive. I took on 2 to get the extra money so I get a pair of trainers and shoes. Not just 1, so it was £7.50 per round I got. And that were, in the morning I did the 2 rounds, first thing in the morning, go to school, come home, do 2 rounds at night.
So what time were you getting up?
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then I'd go straight up to
So you set a routine early on as well.
7 o'clock I had to make sure I pissed bed as well when I was a kid, so I had to have a bath before I went on my paper and I stunk of piss. Don't mind sharing it because it's life, it is what it is, isn't it?
I didn't have you down as a ginger.
It was my sister that was ginger and she didn't even piss bed. Believe it or not, I pissed bed till I was about 15 years old because at one point I was shitting myself thinking I can't be pissing bed, joining army. I did honestly, and that was one of my biggest fears, joining army, that shit, I pissed bed, I'm not going to do it. It's not bad. Your body's just not developed enough to know, and I'm a deep sleeper, so
right.
you know what I mean. It was just like
Lads do it anyway.
well, yeah, so a lot of people get embarrassed about things like that, but I don't get embarrassed because life's life. You crack on, don't you?
Well, if you don't let it embarrass you, no one can use it against you.
Exactly, you can't ever get bullied around.
Yeah.
But not only that, obviously from that, you learn a bit of self-respect because you know you have to get up and have a bath first thing. You don't get up and just go out stinking. You get up. So it sets another routine, really. But I'm looking after this old lady, and I looked after her for a long time, and all the way to school, and she kept saying to me, "You need to do well at school. You need to do well at school." And I'm saying like, "But I can't." And she'd have me doing jobs. I'd be cutting her lawn, fixing things, making a tea. I made a tea, and there were a few of us that did it. And life became a bit easier then because I was earning more money because I won't take advantage, by the way. She'd say, "What are you doing shopping?" And she'd say, "Get yourself something, only £1 or something, you know what I mean?"
Yeah.
Again, I'm earning something. And then when birthdays and Christmas comes, I got an extra present. So this is brilliant. I've got another grandma and granddad sort of thing. Yeah. So yeah, I looked after a little old lady for a long time on estate, and it was brilliant. So trouble carried on in school.
Credit where it's due.
So we're 15.
15. I'm joining army. I know I'm joining army. Schools sort of.
Where did you go? What careers office?
Blackburn.
Who was in there? Do you remember?
I haven't got a clue. I think it were. I don't think it were a guard. I think it was Scots Guard or something. And I'm telling school at this time, so I don't need to learn anyway. I'm going in army.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you do. And then a couple of teachers I'd just been an arsehole to had said, "You'll amount to naught, you'll not to naught, you."
Same.
I'll fucking show you.
Jail.
Yeah, you'll amount to naught, you. Then that was the first time I got you will never ever be able to accept the discipline that you're going to need. Like, we'll see.
I bet I can.
Yeah.
Well, you dare me.
Yeah.
Some of the best soldiers ever were all naughty.
Yeah.
Been naughty kids.
So that's it. And I'm 15, and actually I'd been in army. I was in army cadets as well from 13, and I remember them saying to me, I'd mentioned I wanted to join army, so they took me on a trip to Forward.
Right.
And
what camp badge were you, cadet?
Queensland.
Right. So that's where your affiliations come from.
At Accrington, yeah. But then we went to Forward. We did like shooting. Was it Lee Enfield rifle?
Yeah, well, that's I named my rifle. Yeah.
Harry and chums.
Bolt action.
Yeah, 5 bullets they give us. So if you can shoot in great pins like that, you'll do I rate you. So I did, and it says put 2p on and said, yeah, they're all in the same spot. Good, that, well done. And it was a QLR lad, Unsworth. I don't know if his first name was. It might have been, yeah. And they got to that head. It might be. Obviously, this is in like '99. And no, he's like working at Forward in this time.
Well, any Unsworths out there working at Forward around that time.
And he said, "Yeah, you'll be all right, because you do like tactical work, don't they? Like put barrels out and you got ropes and you got to do something.
Command tasks and stuff like that.
And we were doing them. He said, "You'll do all right, because I could do them. It weren't reading and writing. I can do that. Shoot guns, yeah, brilliant." And he says to me, "You want to sign up, Here, there's a card here. I'm not in a careers office. Fucking 250 quid he got for me signing up." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll definitely do it. Good luck with your 250 quid. Like, anyway, so whether he got it or not, I never got it, and I'm sure I got a couple of people to sign. I haven't got any money. But, so he goes there and it's all hunky dory. I'm thinking, mate, I can join, I've done this. So, back to school. I'm definitely joining army. That was it then, so I gets into 16 and I knew I was going to army. Mum and dad, grandma, granddad, they all knew I was going from a young age because I told them. And grandma, granddad and mum and dad were like over the moon, but grandma and mum always mentioned it. You're going to make us so proud. Fantastic, following in your granddad's footsteps.
Did you get that sense?
I got it, yeah. But then, I don't know, just before I left school and I had to go to careers office, started to think, I don't know if it's for me this actually. I don't know if I want to go and join army. Is it for me? And I used to lie in bed and think, what is the army? Is it a special place for special people? Because you're talking people who are different, you know what I mean? It's like footballers aren't real people really, are they, to us? And soldiers aren't real people.
Well, they're all raised that way, aren't they?
Yeah, you know, like, how can I be a soldier? I'm just a lad. And now I think I don't want to go. Don't want to go actually. I want to stay where I'm rooted in Ulco. I love it here. I could probably get a job doing anything. And then what drove me on more to continue it were my grandma and my mum. They didn't push me, but they were like, we're going to be so proud, it's going to be magical, you know, you're going to be a man in uniform. It sort of made me just think, I've got to do it. I've got to do it now. So I did, that's what I did. I went to Blackburn Careers office. Second barb test, like I said, first barb test was my dyslexic test, and it's virtually the same thing. It's touchscreen computer, do that, blah blah blah. Easy peasy.
What's your name? Ben. Pass.
Yeah, that was it, wasn't it? It weren't, and I got it, and I remember them pulling me at bottom, and they said, "Right, you've passed. What do you want to do?" Right, I want to join infantry. And they looked at me like I was stupid. I said, "You've passed for anything you want. You can go in Navy, you can go in Army, you can go in Air Force, do anything, engineering and that." The careers office didn't really give you a career path. They just said, these are your options. They didn't say, so if you join this is what you're going to do. If you join this is what you're going to do. Really what they should have done was look at my school history and say, so you're dyslexic, you're struggling in school, you're disruptive. Actually, the infantry ain't for you. You'd be a brilliant mechanic. People don't like the REME and that, but personally,
if I had my time again,
I might have been better in REME.
Tanks, I would have gone.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Would have been, yeah.
That'd have been a brilliant, because they have builders in REME.
They're all, everything.
Electricians, plumbers, I could have gone and done it. You know what I mean? But I just went, no, I'm joining QLR. This bloke called Unzi, give me a card. There you go. Alright, no worries, we'll add that to, and they did whatever they did. And so you're joining Queensland. Right, okay. So then from that you go and do a weekend test, don't you? Is it a weekend?
Course.
Yeah, a couple of days, like a medical, don't you?
Yeah.
I think I did mine at Lichfield, Birmingham or somewhere like that.
Right, well, I went up to Scotland at Glencore, yeah. And they says, bloody cat, told you to have me, be jumping up. And so he goes and you do your mile and a half and you do a few other bits, don't you, and see if it's for you. And I loved it and I thought, yeah, definitely, I've made the right decision here. And I got to the end of it, after they hurt me, cough and whatnot. I was a bird and I got a bloke.
Yeah.
And
how many spots have you felt and your hands are still cold? You should be warm by now.
So I says, you know, I'm thinking, right, I've passed everything, I'm happy, but and then you get called into office, don't you, to actually be told you've passed. I knew I had because I'd done everything that was required. I'd done my 3 pull-ups. Struggled to get number 3, but I'd done 3. You know what I mean? I'd done a pull-up in my life, but I got it. I think actually, sergeant that was running it actually had my legs at one point. Went, mate, you've done 3. I did great on bleep test and that, but they pulled me in and said, right, you've passed everything, but we're concerned. I said, what do you mean concerned? What is it? And I'm on my own at this point, 16-year-old boy, and they says, we need a second opinion on your ankle. And I thought, alright. So this is the ankle coming back now, so hold me a bit. So I went home and I knew I was waiting for a second opinion, and they sent me to Redcar Barracks, is it Redcar Barracks somewhere? Wherever that is, I still don't know. And I went and they were giving me another test on my ankle, the stability of it. To which they just said, yeah, it's fine, you can join army now. So I thought, right, that's it.
Happy days.
You know, they were just checking me, making sure. So I goes back home. Mum, I can join army now, they said yeah. So Mum's like, right, no worries. And then at this point we moved from Huncourt Estate, the council estate, because the houses were built after the war and they were told they'd only be able to be lived in for so long.
Right.
But they weren't. What had happened is, us growing up, we destroyed all these houses, we kicked fences down and got canopies up doors, and we just created havoc with them, smashed them to bits, so they were uninhabitable in the end. The houses we lived in were alright, but the ones around us, I don't think we had any neighbours for 15 years.
Yeah.
So they decided that the cheapest option was to knock all them houses down. Half of the estate stayed, half of it get knocked down. So I was unfortunately one of them that were getting knocked down.
Right.
So they said, you're going to have to move. Well, I was just about to join army. I think I spent a couple of nights in the new house, which were over in Huncourt Village, which were posh. This were posh, this fucking hell, we've moved to the
So you're thinking, life's on the up,
yeah.
now I'm fucking off.
I'm fucking, my brother and my sisters are going to move to this new house that's a lot better than we've ever had. We're all posh because there were always two sides to Huncourt Estate, peasants, and Huncourt Village, posh people who bought their houses and stuff, but there were still some council houses, but it weren't council estate. There were a row there and a row there and one up there. Where estate were just a full estate, best place ever to grow up, never look back. So yeah, I'm joining army now, and I go to this new house. I think I stayed 1, maybe 2 nights, and I think it was about 8th of September, and joining army, and my mum's crying. I was crying like, oh my god, I can't believe this, I'm going to miss you and I'm scared and all this lot. She must have thought she was sending me to war or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for my mum, I've been a mummy's boy, you know what I mean? There were 2 boys, 4 girls, and I was close to my mum.
So you're leaving the nest as well, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. So she's crying. And me, being me, just went, what are you fucking crying for, mum? You signed paperwork, I'm 16, I don't sign them. If that happens to me, it's your fucking fault. Then she's fucking in hysterics, crying, no, I'll never forgive myself. But still to this day, at that point, I was joining army, I went to training, I joined army, and I didn't know what were after that. So I head off up to Scotland, I get to Accrington train station, and another lad from army, you will know this lad, I'm 100% sure of this. I grew up with him, but he moved to Blackpool, and while he was in Blackpool, he'd applied to join the army, and ended up back in Accrington on train station with me, Damien Nightingale.
Oh, 90.
We share the same birthday, born on the same day, same year, everything, like twins. We always said we were twin brothers, me and him. He'd gone away for 3 years from high school and moved to Blackpool, come back and he's on the same course in Glencoe, me and him. I'm like,
journeys.
fucking brilliant.
Mad, aren't they?
Yeah.
Intertwined.
I met another good mate.
Yeah, well,
back in.
Because then you've flown a nest and you're in a completely different setup and you don't know anyone. To have one person you know is a big thing, I think.
It helped, because I thought, I'm going with someone I know now.
Well, that's why I always said as well, especially with Queen's Lancashire Regiment, I know everyone knocks on about it, but it was the family regiment.
Yeah, it was.
You knew people.
Yeah.
There were, even if you didn't, like when I turned up on my first day, there were people from Lee.
Yeah.
It was like, I know your brother, or
Yeah.
I know your cousin, or in the street that you come on.
It helped, didn't it?
Yeah.
It helped make it work. So I headed up to Scotland thinking, this is alright now. I'm alright, I've got someone I know. And then when we get off train, you see a lot of other people and you think, you're going to the same place as me, you're going to... And then we get picked up in a minibus from the train station and taken to Glencoe. And then there ended up, I think there were about 15 or something at QLR lads. Liam Wilkinson.
Oh yeah.
I joined with him. I think Alan York was there. Al Winterburn.
Oh,
Fucking legend. Yeah. Fucking legend. Yeah, I seen him obviously.
Yeah.
Not long ago. And it was brilliant, you know what I mean? With Nicky Vos, like called Nicky Vos.
Oh, hey, stories I could tell you about Vos from Charlie.
Yeah, they're fucking simple as fuck. We were top roll,
I'll tell you what,
I don't really know
his car.
Yeah.
XR3R.
He always, I remember going to his house, I don't know why, I think it was when we went to Captrick for phase 2, like. And I thought, wow, posh this lad. Because I've never seen it like this.
Yeah.
So he gets up there and he gets there, and first thing is, fucking hair's coming off.
Yeah.
You lose your hair, you lose your identity, and you all become one. So all this at school, where I've had to go work, get paper around and stuff, to have some nice things, we're all taken away then, because you're in Silver Shadows, you're in combat, you're all going to be the same.
Yeah.
You can't sort of I'm better than you because I've got this, because you've all got fuck all. You all got the same.
We're all equally worthless.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it.
You're all equally
Welcome to my
island.
age.
Yeah.
And haircuts at same no, fucking hell. People when I was growing up had underwedges and that, and we couldn't afford them. We couldn't afford them. Mum would pot on head and fucking cut around, there you go, good school.
But it's them lads who turn up with curtains and everything.
Yeah.
They just get
Straight off, you're all like, wow, this is fucking day one. And then you get put into your sections, and I don't think, I can't remember 100%. I think I might have been only QLR lad in my section.
Right.
And then it was Kingos and Duke of Boots. And there were another lad. I think he ended up in Duke of Lancs, Crompton.
Cromer,
Eh?
A big tall lad.
Yeah.
He were in training with us.
Do you remember what platoon you were? Glencourse. I would burn the balaclava, mate. Do you remember
I haven't got a clue.
Blenheim Company.
Yeah.
Blenheim platoon.
Normandy platoon.
Normandy platoon. I remember that.
I'm not sure what I was. This all comes probably back to being dyslexic, and you just forget things.
But you will remember them blocks at Glencourse were rough as
Yeah, well, we were top and the bottom, weren't we?
I went out of it a few times.
Yeah.
Out that window.
Yeah, well, we were in top. Yeah. And it flooded up there. We were like tin cans, weren't they?
I know what you're on about.
Freezing.
And we were like, you go for it, getting right hand side.
Yeah.
And there's some tin cans, like, and fucking we were in here. And then about September when we went to September, October, November, December, it was freezing cold. And then there were a set of toilets, and then there were another platoon which Wilkie and that were in. So you sort of shared toilets, didn't you? And showers.
Yeah. You were on the course just before me because it's saying.
Yeah, I thought so. I wasn't sure if it was the other way around, but so when you get on that, and everyone were brilliant in training. Phase one, I thought, we're fucking breeze. Apart from one day, I woke up on my 17th birthday with a migraine. It was the first migraine I'd had in a long time. And I'm thinking, fucking hell, this is shit. I goes to see Sergeant. I says, I'm not feeling very good today. I've got headache and I suffer migraines. I think I need to go see a medical officer. Like, and he says, happy birthday, take it as a birthday present, you'll be right. Fucking hell, this ain't great. My mum used to sit there and rub my head for hours. That's what I was. Sergeant, like, no, none of that. Fucking happy birthday, take it as a present, an early one. Enjoy your day. By the way, go back and get all your kit. Right, what's today's tasks? Gas chamber.
Happy birthday.
17th birthday. Yeah. Me and David Nightingale, like I say, shirt same birthday. So me and David Nightingale, I've got migraine. We're all going in fucking.
Did you ever feel it with that stripping of your identity, or were you just going along?
I would, I think, because I didn't have much.
Yeah.
I was just growing up, and I don't mean again like to my mum. I did have, we had love, we had everything. We always had good Christmases, but that were all borrowed money and paid off through a year and then borrowed again. You know what I mean? So it was always a struggle.
You meant with your upbringing, I think you didn't find it that much of a shock because you built up a lot of resilience.
Yeah, my mum likes Sergeant Major. Bollocking me all the time.
Like your clobber and that, wearing pumps, so you weren't fazed by, I don't know, just being strict really.
No, didn't matter. I was getting better clothes when I got to the army.
Yeah,
free kit.
My clothes were better.
I thought it was like presents.
Yeah.
Yeah, age burning, put that in. You're all in a queue, aren't you?
And everyone around me that we classed as friends, we all had the same kit. Oh fucking hell, we all the same here.
All size fits all.
It's so good. It was good.
But again, look, it's an age-old thing. Yeah, it's very clever what they do.
Yeah, the psychology behind it.
You just turn everyone into the same person, really.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. So no, I didn't find it a shock to go from that to being a soldier or a wannabe soldier, being given this kit or a number. That was a bit weird. The number. That's your number. Remember it.
Yeah.
If you don't remember it today,
I remember him saying.
Yeah, you need to remember before you get there. They said that they don't turn up to Scotland not knowing your number. Make sure you know it. And I'm thinking, fucking hell, I struggle with it.
Even old boys, when you speak to old boys today, they know it.
Yeah.
They know it forever.
Yeah, and then when you tell them yours and they go, fucking hell, have you only just joined? You asked me if they knew what they knew.
Once yours has got 6 numbers, fucking hell, mine's only got 4.
I said an O instead of a 0. I had 2507. He went.
Yeah. Well, I remember.
You must be 1-1 then.
2512.
Fuck off, ain't you?
Yeah. So I can't tell you the phone number because everyone know my passwords to everything.
No, it must have been a sign-up day because you were definitely the course before me.
Yeah.
So I was after Christmas. I didn't take Christmas. I was 1-1.
Well, let's say I turned 17 and we're in gas chamber, and that's the first time I got asked for my army number.
Yeah.
Mask off, what's your name and number? And I was like, private Patterson, 25121811. Probably gives too much away because they can keep trying it on my passwords. And they were like, say it again, so I said it again. But I'd seen everyone go through before me that like they had to inhale the gas, didn't you, before they let you out. Right, do it again, so I went private, went whack straight to right, you can go now, fucking dying like, you know what I mean? But I took that the fucking first time I took one to go. It weren't again bullying, it were just straight up fucking we need you to breathe in and fucking accept what's coming to you. It gets out, fucking as you do.
Yeah.
Crying, migraines.
Crying migraines, I've been gassed. Happy fucking birthday.
Happy birthday, rings my mum up that night. Happy birthday, son.
Have you had a good day?
So fucking happy birthday. So I've got a migraine. Sergeant our platoon sergeant says happy birthday, so take it as a present, and then puts me in gas chamber. You've been in gas chamber? Alright, yes mum. Fucking hell.
Not like the Auschwitz ones, though, is it?
No, it's a nice tasty gas that actually 1 in 3 or something is immune to, aren't they reckon? And
I think Crowley has always been.
Crowley, yeah, I remember Crowley being immune to it.
I'm not immune.
Well, 3 of us here, and we're all out.
I can feel it burning.
Horrible, can I get out?
Don't you?
But the worst thing is if you didn't clean your kit properly, next time you put your mask on, you knew, didn't you? It's like,
Oh yeah, you got a mandatory.
yeah. So,
You made it in PT in your resi, so you're still breathing it in.
What's that bit around the seals, isn't it?
Yeah.
That bit.
Oh. So then that finishes obviously, and you get into a bit of field craft.
Yeah.
Don't you? And then the old aged fucking 24-hour ration pack comes out with a big hole in the floor that you don't know about, and they're like, yeah, so you get this bottle of wine,
Yeah.
then you get this cake, and you're like, wow, that's amazing. Then you get yours, and you look, and you're like, piece of chewing gum, 4 pieces, that's it, and there's not in it, is it?
Biscuits and beans. Oh.
Yeah.
And boilies.
But yeah, but to be honest, I love them. I love ration packs. I'd still live off them now.
Yeah, what's made me laugh?
I listened to your story over there, and I said that.
So you get our courses through your phase 2 and all that lot. Gets to Alma Barracks.
Alma Barracks, yeah.
And we find out we're not old enough to be actual soldiers.
I didn't know this.
No, and this is I don't think we mentioned this slightly, but not many people know that we got to join a special club.
Yeah, got freezer.
Yeah, freezer. It's called.
Never been able to remember.
Never forget it. Never ever forget that, because if I'm honest, it was probably the best time of my life. The R3 cell, and there's a reason for that, which we'll get onto. But the R3 cell. So phase 2 is pretty straightforward. Apart from, before we skip it totally, I passed out of Scotland, and you only had so many people. So my mum come, my grandma, my granddad, my best friend, and my biological father. Right. I left me dad at home. But I thought, phase 1's not important, phase 2's the big one. Dad could come to phase 2.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit about anyone else. Mum, dad, granddad, grandma, they can come to phase 2. Dad can come to bigger. Foot and mouth.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Foot and mouth coming.
Yeah.
So going about being a soldier, I've passed everything out and done everything, and found it quite simple again. I thought phase 2 were easy, to be honest. I thought it was straightforward, fucking bullshit. The only problem was we were right at top of its ITC, the very top block, and at top of there were guards. So we were opposite guards, Scots guards, and we were on top floor. Now a lot of people probably think, well, what's it matter whether you're on top floor, middle floor, bottom floor? Fucking mattered on Friday when they were fucking doing inspections and throwing all your kit out a window, and you've got 10 minutes to go down and get it back in, and then it went back out again. It was a lot of work, and they were like, right, so I'll have yours, and then they open it up, and it's like, why was this Private Nightingale? Oh fucking oh shit, I'm back out of the window.
I picked the wrong one up.
You know, they're clever, they break you down, but it's all for the bigger cause, yeah. I've always said this, it's always for the bigger cause, and there's a reason behind why they do it.
There's that word that you don't ask why.
No.
Just do.
Yeah, and you still say that probably to your kids today.
Yeah.
Fucking
not
why?
that level to know why.
Yeah. That's it, innit? You're not paid to know why, just fucking do.
Just do it.
Yeah. And I tell you a story about phase 2. We are Winterburn. We got a new. It weren't ours, but one at sections had got a new section commander, new full screw come in through the training, because they changed, don't they?
Yeah.
And our Winterburn, fucking hell, man. I fucking clever as fuck, innit? Yeah, that was everything. Like, what are you joining the army for?
Memorises everything.
Yeah. I said, what are you joining the army for? He says, to kill people.
Well, that's what he called him, killer. That was his nickname.
That was it. That's what he said. But he's straight faced. It's like, bang. And they knew this, so they loved him. They're like, Al, come here. So he says, what? He says, there's a new full screw coming today, and we need him to know he ain't in charge. So, right, okay, yeah, as it is. Right, yeah, okay, what do you want me to do? We're going to shout you into office when he turns up, and you're going to fucking hit him in the stomach.
Oh.
This fucking one's right. Next week comes, wait a minute, office! And he knew what to do, went in. What, when did this corporal? He got beasted for it, he proper had his pants down with it. And he beasted for it, he was like, you told me to do it. Didn't give a fuck, you know what I mean? And then from that, end of training, so we didn't get, foot and mouth comes in, so we didn't get live firing. So my first part of soldiering that I thought live firing exercise, didn't get that.
Yeah.
My own career is fraudulent, that's what I like to call it. I don't remember much of it, and I don't talk about it too much to people because I don't class it as an army career as such. I taught it as a life lesson.
I call it an apprenticeship.
Well, yeah, it did. As how to be a man, really. So I didn't get the live firing exercise. Phase 2, passing out for it was cancelled. Dad couldn't come. But art brought by it.
Well, we did ours in a room like this. Same reason. We couldn't do it like a, what is it? Pilkey says this to me all the time. Fucking TAC X3 or something like that.
That's digging in, man.
Digging in, yeah.
It was a massive disappointment.
Yeah, it were done next to the naffy.
I think,
Phase 2, yeah, something mad like that.
I think ours ended up being on Parade Square. There were a little like shelter, and we were under there.
No masks.
Nothing.
An handshake.
Wash your hands and wear
At one point they took us out to do an exercise, and the exercise turned out to be, right, you're just going to disinfect vehicles. And this were in phase 2 training.
Yeah.
It cancelled everything. A bit like this pandemic today.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what I
same
mean?
right across juniors, seniors, all training places, they just couldn't go out.
No, it were very strange and surreal. So that finishes, and like say, go on leave, don't you? And from there, then we got up to Catterick, the R3 cell.
R3 cell, yeah. Well, you must have gone to B Company first.
No.
Did you not?
No, I got there. When did I get there? So I did phase 2. I reported for duty in January. So January, February, March, April time, I'd say. Probably got there.
Because you guys went to South Armagh in April, wasn't it? April time.
Yeah. So I think we got there just as you deployed, and then obviously we got there and they were like, right, report to guard room. So we walked through guard room there. Fucking first person we saw. God rest his soul, Dasley.
Oh yeah.
Fucking animal of a man.
Yeah.
Colour lead. Was he sergeant?
I think he was sergeant mate. No, I'm sure he was sergeant major when I got there. It might have been a sergeant. I can't remember to be honest.
Yeah,
whatever he were a fucking nasty bloke that you didn't want to cross, but he was sour.
Yeah. Because he was the MT sergeant.
Yeah, he was. And he was painting fucking trucks and stuff, but he were right. He were all.
Yeah.
He were always fucking, he'd say to you, behave, you'll be alright.
Yeah.
But that's where I got the name Kids Club.
Kids
That's
Club.
why it's always stuck in my head.
Kindergarten.
Yeah. Fucking Kids Club! Get over here. I forgot it was called the R3.
The R3 so I gets there and there's Randers were already there. Danny Schultz, Ryan King and a few others. Don't want to upset them by missing them out, but they were all good lads and they were all underage. And I gets there and I'm like, what's this like? Where is everyone? I thought there were going to be 600-700 people here. Still didn't know, because again from training, you don't get told what's the next step. You just get told, now you're going to battalion. You've got 2 weeks off, go and report to battalion.
Yeah.
So reports there and sees Dasley, this big angry bloke who's fucking angrier than you've ever seen anybody in your life. And then you get to see Randers and all lads. And then you see Captain Goodenough, Alan Goodenough, Ben May were there. And a few Dan McDevitt were there.
Oh
and,
yeah.
It were different, you know what I mean? I'm like, what's going on? So I remember going in and seeing Captain Goodenough, and he says, first thing he says, we have a stick with eyeballs, so I'll call you stick with eyeballs too. Well, I'm a Randall, we'll stick with eyeballs. I fucking stick with eyeballs, and you a stick with eyeballs too. Right, okay, so.
Quite nice, that.
I know, that's right. Fucking hell, he's alright.
Quite mild.
Yeah.
I remember.
I would piss on something.
I remember seeing his plaque on his door, Captain AM, good enough, and I always laughed for I'm good enough. I thought, I'm fucking you fucking certainly are, so, because he come as a private, didn't he?
Yeah.
He went right up.
Yeah, he went right
And to be honest, I'd say he was the nicest bloke I've ever met.
I always remember him getting us
Glasses
together.
got the climb out.
Yeah.
Did they? Yeah, he did. I listened to stories. Yeah, I thought I wasn't sure if I misheard that. I
Get
thought
me talking to, yeah.
Because I heard he used to say a word to us all the time.
Beloquende.
Well, that one, yeah. But robust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, by the time the men come back,
You'll
kids,
be robust.
you'll be robust
Yeah.
enough for this battalion.
I always remember him saying, we've come up with a posh word for knobhead or bellend and we're going to call it Beloquende. And fucking brilliant. And I still use that word to stay here. Fucking Beloquende, you.
But they used to use us when you guys were in Ireland, when they get cadets coming, didn't they?
Yeah.
So they'd doing exactly what you did, play with rifles and be in that unzi.
Yeah.
Then we'd just be on pure weapon cleaning all the time. But things he used to do, I don't even remember this. I can't remember his name. He'll come back to me. But he'd get you a drinking. So even though you're not allowed to leave camp, it was this type of thing, you're not allowed to go, can't do this, you're not 18, all the rest of it. But yeah, you cleaned all these 500 weapons, have a beer. So it's like, ooh, right, we've drank out of the can, we've drank out of a glass,
I know you
and they locked us in that room, didn't they? You're not coming out till that's gone. So right, what should we do? So we started rolling up roll mats,
yeah.
and just pouring it through the roll mat, but being kids, we didn't realise there's no beer coming out the end.
No.
Why's the beer not coming out? Fucking roll mat's soaking it up.
But at one point, when it were finally coming out, they put teaspoons of coffee in top, aren't they? Oh, what's that? But I remember, like I say, we got to our free show and we were fucking drinking. I remember a certain somebody of rank, obviously we were underage and beer comes out anyway. Right, come into this office. You first, you'll do. Pint of orange juice, pint of milk and a pint of lager. Drink that, then that, then that. Let's see who's sick first. With 16, 17-year-old lads drinking these drinks and be spewing up. But I then remember going and seeing Captain Goodenough because we were told everyone's in Ireland, that's why. And so all the people were going, weren't they? And we were like, you know why they're going? And I asked, I said, how come we can't go? He said, you're underage. And this was the first time I realised you could be underage in army. And I says, what do you mean? He says, well, if you go and anything happens, it'll look bad. We can't send you on a deployment. And I was like, this is my second time I've been defrauded by the army. Phase 2 we defrauded, and I couldn't go and be with everybody that was supposed to be in soldier. So he says, you can't go, you're underage. And I remember begging, saying, please can I go? I'll be alright, I'll sign somewhere, I'll be alright. I'm going to be with lads like, because Randers and that had all gone by this point. And I think you did come just after that, and it was quite sad to get to know people, and then they turned 18 and then they go, and that was the first thing. Then I thought it was all about medals. Then I thought I've missed out on a medal. If I get 30 days, I'll be right. Can't I go for 30 days? No. And then the next thing that happened from that were Danny Nightingale. I think had got injured on selection.
Yeah.
And he turned up, and
We got
things
punished for that.
changed.
Yeah.
Things changed massively, didn't they?
Yeah. We got punished for that.
But it was brilliant because I think when you go back to that word, we're going to make you robust. He fucking did. We were doing 8 miles every other day.
Yeah.
And doing it. It went from just like kids club, watch a bit of telly, drink a bit of beer, behave yourselves, to fucking get out here now and learn something. And we did. We were fucking killing it. It was brilliant.
What company do you think you're going to be in?
Whatever you say.
Yeah.
And
I was in C Company.
But he explained to us, didn't he, that what was going to happen, you know, fucking, I'm here for this reason. And he was on his own journey of getting fit again, wanting to go back for selection again. And I remember him saying to us, right, we're going on a run, and doing 8 mile, and you come out of our camp, didn't you, and straight up.
Yeah.
And I remember finishing something like 5 minutes behind him, and I thought, I'm impressed with that. But he says, right, we're going again, and I set off, and I'm fucking halfway up, and I look back, no one behind me. They're obviously taking the piss, so I get back, where have you been? I said, you said we're going again. Because that was the mentality, do as you're told, so I thought we're off again. Anyway, but then from that, I don't know what happened, but we went to paint an old people's home. Were you there then?
I know, we did lots of painting.
Yeah.
There was lots of shit jobs.
Yeah, they sent us to an old people's home.
Painted
So,
wood
right?
green.
Yeah, you're gonna go and paint this fucking old people's home. Or a dance hall or something. And it was,
I just remember doing curbstones,
Yeah.
maroon, black, green.
yeah, so we did that, and at the end of that, it just got loads of beer. Captain Gunner for that, right? They landed us some beer, too young to drink it, so you better not drink it. But if I don't see it, it don't matter.
Yeah.
So it went in a bathtub filled with cold water to keep it cool, because we had no fridges, and as it disappeared, no one said anything. That was our free self through and through, you know what I mean? And good people come, good people went, and they were all from St Helens, and I can never remember his name. He were a black lad. Do you know?
I do know. He drove a Fiat Uno.
No, it was a Nissan Micra.
Was it?
Yeah,
That was a Fiat
and we
Uno.
went out one night, and he said, and he'd robbed it off his mum. He'd come back he'd reported for duty to battalion, he'd robbed his car from his mum, and his mum said, you best bring the car back. So he says to me, do you fancy a driver? Crashed that car. He crashed that car 6 times on my own, into different people. And then I said, well, how are we actually getting back? Yeah, he just couldn't drive, but they got, back just after I joined, they brought it where everyone gets a driving test.
Yeah.
So he'd given this driving test, and he couldn't drive. And he crashed his car, and Al Winterburn crashed his car as well in phase 2 into a fucking colour sergeant from Queen's Lancs. Oh, fucking hell. So we were like, shit, we're joining that battalion, he's going to remember us one day. Anyway, that were alright, but yeah, so he goes up to St Helens, and I says, how are we getting back? He went, what do you mean? I says, well, if your mum wants to car back, how are we getting back? He went, I haven't thought that far. So he comes back in the car, and fucking we were ill next day because we hadn't slept. I remember being sick, and Captain Gunner says, you weren't here last night, were you? And I says, fucking idiots. No, that was it. It was such an easy time in battalion.
Yeah.
With our free cell, and it was brilliant. Like I said, there were some good people. Did Wes come?
Might have passed through. But
Who come with you? Actually, one of my earliest memories is I remember you coming through.
Yeah.
I do remember you coming
me and Dean Beardall and Gibbo.
Yeah, that's right. And then everyone come back from Ireland then. I remember everyone coming back. We got took on Parade Square, up them off with the bags.
Yeah, and we were tour dodgers.
Yeah.
That were
We were different.
when we come back from Iraq, that was the only kind of empathy that I was able to have for the kids who were too young to come. Do you know, the first time?
Yeah.
Because when you guys were in Ireland, I remember, because I was C Company, right, you're going back to your block now, go back to your, and it was literally, the back now, fuck off, bye.
Yeah.
I remember it was Tatty took us all to White Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Right, you're there now. And I remember being sat there, oh, fucking you, tour dodging bastard and everything. I still wasn't 18, even when you'd come back.
No, I
still wasn't 18.
Turned 18.
I remember it was a few. I think it was like yourself, well, Jeff Snape, Lee Hargreaves were a couple. Yeah,
Lee Hargreaves, he was waiting for training with me. He'd come with mine.
But they were a couple who sat down and gone, listen, he's not even fucking turned 18. We've been on a tour and come back, still not old enough.
Yeah.
It's a weird one.
Are you still going?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, obviously then Dave comes back and we goes to battalion. Sorry, not battalion, to company, and I get assigned to B company, or Randers and that and all that, so it was happy days. You get in your 4-man room, don't you? And you think, this is alright, 4-man room, happy days. But then I was only in that 4-man room a few weeks, and people moved like from there up to mortars and whatnot, and moved around a bit, so it opened up some single-man rooms. I remember getting my first single-man room, and it was right outside of Sergeant Wilding's platoon office. Another fucking beast of a bloke. Funny story about Steve Wilding, after a lot of stuff went on, and like, he was a good sergeant, you know what I mean? But he was hard, he was fucking hard. And we went on holiday, me and my wife and lad, and I looked around, and fucking hell, it's Steve Wilding. Looks like he probably won't want me to say this, but he looks like an old man.
He's great, isn't he? He's a great man now, yeah.
But not only is he aged, he's quiet. He's like, I said, Steve Martin? He says, yes. I said, Papa. alright mate, I mean, totally different boat, like mate, children are like, fucking hell, because him and Win Stanley were the biggest fish cans there were, they were the best great fish cans. So yeah, yeah, it's fucking top bloke. Vicky knows Winnie.
Don't go shopping with Winnie. He buys mad stuff.
So we get to our first one-man room, and literally weeks after joining B Company, everyone's come back from Ireland, so I'm thinking, this is alright, people are being right with me. They've come back from Ireland and they've seen what they've seen, but they've been alright with me as a young lad. I remember my earliest time was with Pete McKenna.
Uncle Pete.
Top bloke.
Brilliant guy.
Top bloke. And Lee Dooley. Another top
guy, yeah.
And they said, oh, you think you...
Both of them, aren't they?
Yeah, fucking, I love them to bits, you know what I mean? And they're like, think you fucking made it, do you, getting a one-man room pat up? Like, fucking right, dude, this is easy, isn't it? So...
On sweat.
I've got a sink, but that sink will come into the story right now. So Pete McKenna goes in my room, and Lee Dools follows him in. I get locked out in my own one-man room. I'm like, that's my room, what are you doing? And they must have been in 15 minutes. And then they finally let me back in and said, right, you have to work out now what we've done. What the fuck have they done? I don't know what you've fucking done. So then he sits me on fucking sink, they Pete McKenna. This won't fucking be classed as bullying or anything now. It was just an initiation to see if I was up for whatever. And he's digging me like, you've got to guess what we've done. My legs are going dead, I'm like giggling away. It took me back to when my mum used to hit me with a slipper. And I fucking clue, and it must have been. After about 15 minutes he gave up battering me like, and said, you don't take pain, do you? You don't give a shit about it, you're laughing, we can't give it you anymore. And they were like, we'll let you off then. You can, but work it out and let us know. And it weren't till that night I fucking went on my bed. And I had these pictures on my wall of boobies and stuff. And they turned them all upside down, that's what they've been in doing. My full room was just turned upside down. I'm well, this Beth, can't you? I fucking drink everything looks upside down, and that's what they've done. I turned it all upside down. That was my first like initiation, but from that moment,
how mild is that?
They were right, yeah, well, I thought this is corridor doing we used to get someone who would come on both sides and they'd beat shit out of us. But it worked.
I love you afterwards.
Yeah, but it was all it was all just good fun. I just enjoyed it from that moment. I thought, this is brilliant. It's alright, is this? And they were quite senior people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been accepted by the senior people. And then quickly from that, I moved from that one-man room, and you both in C company, weren't you?
Yeah.
C company, yeah. So you had left and right, but then you had the annex.
The annex, you especially deliver.
Especially if you were in there, aren't you? Well, Perry Hammond, Chip, he gone AWOL, I think, or something, and he got moved out of his room, so they said, you can have his room. So I thought, Lee Dooley's down there, Stu O'Sullivan and a few of them. I'm thinking, this is alright, I'm in the annex now. So I'm thinking, this is proper acceptance of...
We've got you.
Yeah.
So it is recording and we're on exercise.
Happy days. So I've got an exercise, and unfortunately, my ankle comes back into play again. Obviously I've done everything and brought the ankle when I was younger. Second opinion, blah blah blah, and I get injured on one of the first exercises with the company. And all it was, I rolled on a stone, just a little stone like that, rolled over, done my ankle.
So yeah, it's easy done.
So
yeah, it's all like gravel track, isn't it?
yeah, yes. I can't remember where it works. We've done a lot of exercises, but I think it was the first one we ever went on. So everyone after that were on sick. So I goes to medical officer when he gets back and says, I've hurt my ankle, it's not right, so it's really sore. But it weren't broke, and I didn't know what it were. So they just give you 2 weeks, don't they? 2 weeks, take them tablets, you'll be right.
Briefing.
Yeah, you're in trainers.
I want diclofenac, and I ran them for longer than I should have been. They actually burnt a hole in my stomach then.
What are they, do you know?
Anti-inflammatory.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So they're giving me these, 2 weeks, and it's still not right. I said, no, it's still in pain, so I'm going back. 2 weeks, still not right. 2 weeks, still not right. Just getting sick now, sick now. So then you become company runner.
Yeah, you get labelled, don't you?
But you're a bluffer.
He's a sick
Yeah.
Sick, you're a bluffer. And I'm thinking, I've gone from training with Danny Nightingale, going on exercise, passing everything straight away, to being a sickie. And this is what everybody remembers me by. People remember Pat or the sickie, bluffer. Still get it now, but we laugh about it, you know what I mean? But it gets worse, because you get to company runner, you become a bluffer, you become a sickie. And this went on and on and on. And did you say I went to Fire Strikes first?
Yeah, well,
So,
Canada Fire Strike.
So I went to Canada, and they said, you're going to Canada, but you'll be taken away from battalion, and you're going to go and work with people on that camp.
Yeah.
So my duty then was on top camp, working with some staff, and there were a colour sergeant from Green Jackets who was based there, and then a civilian called Yvonne. And to this day I still have to talk to Yvonne. So I gets there, he says, this is what you're going to do. So right, okay, no problem. And starts doing duties, and about 2 days in, the colour sergeant, I can't remember his name, but I referred to him as Chris, because he said, call me Chris, you're alright, you. And Yvonne, and he says, normally everyone that's come here has got arrogance and whatnot. He says, you're just doing as we're asked. I've always have, I've never been a troublemaker.
Yeah.
Right, do as you're asked. So I got a good relationship, and I was getting time off all the time. It was like, right, go on piss, do what you want, crack on, come back tomorrow. And Mick Norris, he was on same duties but on bottom camp, but I don't think it was because he were injured. It was just because they had to give so many to camp maintenance or something, didn't they? So we're in Canada, brilliant time. Everyone's doing their exercise, because it was a massive movement. I'm sure that was the biggest vehicle movement since World War II or something, they said at the time. And I think actually the train that were bringing them all up set on fire, and we lost some vehicles, didn't we? Which is typical, isn't it? But I remember then, after so long, they get a break, though, lads don't they, and everyone goes out, and Steve Wilding, he says to me, I was posh, I bought myself an Emily Lloyd top. It was the first posh top I'd ever bought. He said, Pat, what are you bluffer? Lend us your fucking top, we're going out tonight. So I need it, I'm going out. If you're not out, I'm out. No, I need it. So I give him my top. He fucking later on ended up getting tasered with that top on. And I think the story goes, I think the story goes that he got tasered once and pulled him out, and then got tasered second time and fucking stayed down or something. We were like, fuck you. So I had 4 holes in my new jumper. So Canada were a massive part of my army career, because I worked with battalions, so I weren't being judged as a sickie, I was there to do a job.
Yeah. You enjoyed it?
I loved it, yeah. And I were peasant, so bank cards didn't all work out there, did they? I had a special bank card, so I had a checkbook. So because
checkbook.
Yeah, so they fucking checked. I was doing $300 a day. I was going up piss, going to strip clubs and everything. Got kicked out of strip club for lighting coins and then flicking them at their arses and that.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because in Canada, in America, it's dollar notes. Yeah. In Canada, it's coins like us, isn't it? They call them loonies, don't they?
Yeah.
Was it high heels?
Yeah. No, that's the actress.
No, it were this ring.
Hey, dollhouse.
Yeah.
It was the dollhouse. So that's, again, though, it was a trick to heat up the thing and try and get them on the nipples, wasn't it?
Yeah. Brilliant. So,
but then they go around with a magnet, wouldn't they?
Yeah, picking them all up.
But
I remember, so I'm spending $300 a day in Canada. I was only earning like $1,000 a month. So fucking
living the highlight.
Thinking it's brilliant, getting pissed up.
Well, it's free scoff and all that, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
You get paid a bit more. It's weird. I remember getting paid more in Canada than I did in Afghan.
Really?
How weird is that?
That ain't bad, that.
Because you fell away and all that one.
Like, death.
That's true. You're
going on the
definitely
piss.
right.
Boobies.
Yeah. But everything was brilliant. The beer, I used to drink Malibu and Coke, for like a 5-pint jug or something, were like $3. It was like,
Paralyzers, yeah.
And you get your drinks, didn't you?
Well, it's the people as well. I think Canadian people are a bit chilled, aren't they?
Yeah, brilliant. Cookouts were brilliant. You could get Mountain Dew on tap and that, couldn't you? It were brilliant.
Fucking bottlings.
Yeah, I properly enjoyed it. No, I really loved it. So I'm bouncing these checks, not thinking fuck all of it, thinking they won't even have a clue. Oh, money that's going to pass on. They won't know that Private Patson's fucking spent all this money. And then we get a chance to go into Calgary for a weekend. Chris, colour sergeant, says, I'm picking my daughter up from the airport. Do you and Mick want a long weekend? Yeah, can we all do, of course we do. Right, I'll drop you off in Calgary and then do what you want to do, make sure you get back. Why the fucking, what the hell? No plans, no nothing. There were no iPhones, there were no mobile phones to get what you can do and where to stay. He says, when you get there, get in a taxi and just say, take me to university. They're out of season, you'll be able to get a room in there. So that's what we did. $17 straight into university, got a room for night. Went on piss all weekend and
mad, isn't it?
Brilliant. And then next night we went into Ormuz Hostel, got called British bastards. Mick Norris will back this up. We were fucking singing in showers with Robbie Williams and stuff. But then this bloke was falling out with his bird, so we were threatening to beat shit out of him. And that was Canada. It was great. A big piss up. And then I think another good memory of that were we got because I were on the party of cleaning camp and stuff. We got told that right, you're gonna go onto the prairie and you're gonna empty the portaloos. Straight up, I was like, right, fine, whatever. I'll take it on the chin. I'm a sickie. That's how I saw myself, as a sickie now. So I'm like, right, okay, whatever. And the day comes and gets down to bottom camp and they're like, are you ready for today? I'm like, oh yeah. And Chris says to me, you don't look so happy. I said, well, you wouldn't be cleaning toilets, wouldn't you? Oh shit, I've not told you one. You know, you're going to get in a helicopter, you're going to fly over the prairie and you're going to see it all. And that's what I thought. Got to go in. Mick Norris is asleep outside of me like, fucking hell Mick, you're not looking. So I'm thinking, this is amazing. If I had my mobile phone then, you had some great footage. Because we went over, because the tank movements, everything happening, all wild animals. Best time of my life.
So he's giving you a bit of a reward.
Bit of reward for just being right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't, it was like a 3 months holiday until we got back. And then Sergeant Major Kev Hayes. I had a big fallout with him. He pulls me in the office, he says,
a few people have had them.
yeah. And I know he's gone for a tough time himself, and so I'm sorry, but I don't have any.
No.
Thanks for it, you know what I
Well,
mean?
he still
The way I would
did
treat.
what he did before his accident.
Yeah, it doesn't take away how I would treat. He is how he portrayed me now. You know what I mean? Sick it, bluffer, but actually injured. Do you know what I mean? It's not. I don't want to be disrespectful to him.
Well, yeah.
But I was injured. He said I wasn't. I know he's injured. Should I say he wasn't? Something. So he gets back and he pulls me in the office, and he says, "There were me, Wayne Archer, and someone else. Can't remember when." He says, "You've all spent too much in Canada. You all owe the army money."
Yeah, he used to get charged.
Yeah, so he says, you and you can go, you only owe this much, and I'm fucking sat there thinking, you know, why am I still here? As a private person, you owe the army £2,500 quid. So that's alright, fair enough, but by this point,
They'll not find out.
No, not find
It's
out.
like free money, isn't it?
Yeah, fucking right, check, get money, keep going. So I just like sort of shrugged my shoulders, because I give up on the army by this point, because I've been out sick quite a while. So I said, right, he says, I could throw you out of the army for debts like that. I know, fucking really, this is the easy way out. Didn't want to go down the route of the easy way out, taking drugs as well, so I was like, right. He says, oh, that's what you fucking want, is it? You fuck off back to your room, you're not leaving. Right, alright. So then I asked if I could have a transfer to Canada. Yeah. But you're a sickie, you're a bluffer, you're not fucking having no, you're not getting any privileges. You fucking company run and make me a brew. So then obviously it kept going on and then I got sent up to Mortars because we went on fire strikes and they sent me up to Mortars. And that again we're going to be just doing guard duty because we were in Bootle, so they had a camp and said you're going to be gate duty. And I think what happened up there were once we got to Bootle everybody were tired. Bootle were quite brutal for fires and fire brigade, which didn't help nothing. They actually filled the hydrants up with sand so every fire was a struggle.
Yeah, we found that a couple of times.
People don't believe me when I say it, they say bullshit. We're like, no, they did. I said they set fires, they did set fires, and I never forget it. And I won't get, and I can't remember what had happened, but everyone was getting a bit tired and fed up. And I said, I think it was Al Weston who were in charge at the time of Mortars, and I said, I don't mind going out. I know I'm not sick, but I'll go and help if you want. And they were like, hey, no worries, you'll go on. I said, yeah, I'm not refusing. I said, I'll go out. And so I did. I got off. Took off gate duty and went on fire strikes, and again that were really enjoyable. And then obviously that ended and we got back to battalion, and I'm still on sick. And I think we changed doctors about 3 or 4 times in 2 years over this period. And then Iraq happened, and they were like, everyone's got to go through this procedure and anthrax jabs and all that. And I got dragged into office, and Kev said to me, I'm going to send you for scans and see what's up with your ankle, because we think you're bluffing, and if you are, you're going to jail. And I'm like, right, okay, this is a bit shit. And I thought I'd be looked after in army personally. If you get injured, we're going to look after you, we'll get you back to being a soldier. But it didn't happen for me. I don't know why, maybe because the doctors didn't do their job, but someone in the company should have pulled her one side and said, we're going with you and we're going to ask what's going on. But it never happened, that, so I was a sickie, simple as that. And I got sent for these scans, MRI scan. They come back. You've 3 tendons torn to pieces in your ankle.
So there's everything that
that's everything. They need a full ankle reconstruction. You've got a bone that remoulded to certain parts that we're digging in. It all needed shaving, drilling out, cleaning, and 3 tendons replacing, and that was the answer I needed.
It's weird how it takes so long, isn't it? Because a lot of people, Perry Mason, he's still having problems now.
Yeah, I've seen Perry over the week. I did him a bench actually over the week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get a diagnosis, and everything's like, the lads in block don't know this, don't know ins and outs, and they sort of see you as a bluffer, a skiver, you're just fucking pulling wool. They're still being right with me, but this happens. So everyone's going to deploy then, getting ready for Iraq, all training's going on, everyone got language lessons and stuff, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I'm saying, well, I'm not going to Iraq, I'm having an operation, so I'm not going. I'm not having anthrax jab to not go.
Yeah.
No, you're having your operation, I was told, and once you've had your operation, you're going out. I said, what, with a pot on my leg? Yeah. I said, no, I said, I can't handle a weapon. I said, and at this point, I was getting a bit scared. Not, I'm going as an injured person.
Yeah.
This ain't fucking right. So I just sort of said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Not going. I'm giving up. I'm not doing this. I'm having my operation. So, in the end, I weren't going. They were just being arseholes, really. Surrendered my passport as you do. I went for my operation. They went to Iraq. I had my operation and I went on sick leave. I think I got 6 weeks sick leave. But day 2, I got a phone call. We're reporting AWOL. This were Sergeant Major Arthur Daly. You've been classed AWOL if you don't come back tomorrow. I said, I've just had an operation. I've been sent on sick leave. I went to Northampton for my operation. I remember sitting on bed before and can I get out after this? Will this be enough to get me out of army? I don't want to be here no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely get out. So I thought, right, I'll have this. And then next thing I'm being threatened with being AWOL. So I had this reconstruction of the ankle and I'm back on camp 3 days later. Guard duty, with a bat in my hand. I said, this isn't fair, this is wrong.
Yeah.
And there were, back then, it were stick physio was called stick, I think, or something like that.
Right.
So it were quite intense training. There were a lad from C Company, Clarky, he ended up on it with me as well.
Tom?
There was a few.
No.
There was David,
yeah, he were on it. So obviously I comes back and you're all in Iraq at this time. And I'm really fell out with army then because I should be on sick leave. And I actually booked an holiday to go to Ibiza. Well, father-in-law lives over at Road, said to me, I'm going to take you to Ibiza, get you happy again.
Yeah.
Asked my passport back and they didn't give it me, they refused it point blank. No, you're not going on holiday while lads are in Iraq, fair enough. I still think I should have been able to go on sick leave, I had every right to be on holiday. But I thought everyone's going through a shit time so it doesn't matter, whatever. And I made best of the real party, but here I am again, on real party. So I've been robbed of this career again.
Yeah.
If they'd have sorted me when I first went sick, I'd have been in Iraq with
And it's not like you can't communicate that feeling because then everyone's turning around going, oh well, X, Y, Z, look at how everybody else is having to deal with it.
So it was hard. And then my first realisation of how bad it had got for you boys over there were Captain Jones.
Yeah.
We got told that it was literally just, oh, Captain Jones has been killed in action today. That was how it was said to us, walking to Naffy.
Yeah, and EastEnders is on at 8.
Yeah. And it was like, fucking hell, that's one of our boys. Because he were B Company for a while. I think he went, did he go to C Company?
Yeah, C Company,
Yeah,
he
he went over to like one, didn't he? Yeah. Attached to jocks.
So I thought that was weird, that, and like, it's a bit like upsetting because it was like, fucking hell, people are dying now.
Yeah.
And then, so it sort of made me think, right, well, I've got it cushy, I might not be meant to be here, but I've got it cushy, I'm on real party. And they offered me a driving card with a pot on my ankle, and then when I said, well, I can't do it because I've got my ankle done, they went, oh, well, you've missed out, you've refused it then. And this is how it continued, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that they're always trying to give you something to blame you.
Yeah, so it didn't happen, but it is what it is, you boys are over there. And then I get pulled into office, and this is when it really hit home. And I think you might have touched on it on your story. Kit out there, no one had any. And they said to us, Patterson, you need to bring your body armour and your helmet in. I'm like, right, okay, why? Needs to go to lads in Iraq, there's not enough out there. I thought, fucking hell, lads are out in Iraq with no kit. So I'm starting to feel guilty that everyone's in Iraq doing what they're doing. I'm handing my kit over to help them out, but actually, I've got it easy. I'm going home some weekends. So that happens, as I say, not much happens different from that. Then I go to physio and get sorted, but I'm told I'll never soldier properly. The chances of promotion are gone really. Probably a big handy one, maybe, if you're lucky. So the battalion comes back from Iraq and everything goes quick from here. So everyone comes back from Iraq, but people have changed. And I don't mean changed in a nasty way, I mean changed in emotionally. They were in a bubble. They had been in a fucking fight together. So I weren't in that fight.
From somebody else.
Yeah.
I weren't in that fight, but I've seen people come back, and I don't want to mention names because I'm still friends with them all now. But I'm like, you're alright, and it was like I weren't the friend. I was a different person.
Wow.
The brother had gone. I was just someone that had been on rear party. But I'd had it in Ireland, from Ireland, and everyone was alright, but then I'm suffering it as a sickie, a bluffer. And it was quite hard to take because I had a lot of friends, and I didn't lose any friends because it soon got forgotten about, but you were still that sickie. And I got took into stores. I ended up doing sheet counting, as Steve Connor calls it, part of the sheet counter.
Well, we've said this, it's the death of every soldier.
Yeah, that's it.
It is.
Pat was down in stores. That's it, that's him done. And then we're looking to head towards Cyprus then. And I'm thinking, well, they told me I'd be getting out. I should be getting out, what's going on? And I remember getting told that I needed to go down to the hospital at Catrick, down at medical centre. And I go down and everything seems alright, but I go in and I says, and they ask you questions, I'm like, yes sir, no sir, don't call me sir, call me this. I'm like, this is weird, this, what's going on? And he says, you know why you're here, don't you? I says, check up for my ankle.
Medical.
Yeah? He says, no, you're here for a mental health assessment.
Really?
And this is where people don't know anything to do with this. People do not know this at all. And they said, how are you? I said, I'm alright, yeah. I says, as far as I'm aware, my ankle's the problem and I'm not going to be able to get promotion. I'm in stores. That's my army career now, isn't it? No, we want to assess you. So then they assessed me and they're pushing questions onto me and they're saying, are you bullied? I said, no, not at all. Because even when they come back from Iraq, I didn't feel bullied. Because I wasn't bullied. I was just part of the bluffer, the sickie.
You just felt left out.
Yeah.
But
I still had all the respect in the world for everybody because they didn't make me feel. I felt like myself.
Yeah.
There's still that. I didn't go, oh, we're not going naffy with you. We still went home and did stuff together and went naffy and I'd watch footy. You know, we all laugh. But are you bullied? No. Are you sure you're being bullied? Not being bullied? No, I'm not being bullied. If you're being bullied, you leave today. But I'm not being bullied. Do you want me to say I'm being bullied? They went, yeah. So I said, right, I'm being bullied. And it's only now, after leaving the army, because that way you're out, you're done. Everyone gone to Cyprus, I come back, I signed off, I'm finished. And it's only now I realise that in that stupid red book that says I did a tour of Ireland and Afghanistan and Iraq, which I didn't do, it also says service is no longer required. They fucked me over on a medical discharge.
Yeah.
That's what they've done. I've no pension, no nothing. But I don't want to make me. I know I've gone about my injury but that was my career. My career was an injured soldier on an exercise, and I don't want to make it too much because people are fucking injured, and I feel like I shouldn't go on about it too much because of that. But
that's
my story is that is my story. I was a bluffer, I was sick, but I was injured, and it went undiagnosed, and then I was sent out of the army for being bullied and then not getting a medical discharge, and that was it.
Yeah.
Saving money, aren't they?
Yeah. I'm finished.
Same with Perry.
Yeah.
They're accepting no liability, medically wise.
No, well, you were saying that when I saw it.
It's giving you what you kind of.
It's giving me what I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted out, so that was it. But
Yeah.
then I'm thinking later in life, which I'm still having cortisone injections now because I've been offered another operation, which I'm not taking.
Well, it's like an industrial accident, isn't it? In a factory. Well, if you say you didn't like working shifts, you can go now, and that's what it was. You don't like working shifts. Not, you might have sawed half your fucking arm off.
I mean, that injury's always been there, so from being a kid, but I got a second opinion, maybe they shouldn't have let me in at that point. But having that, letting me in from that, they accepted the injury.
It's like when we were talking to Billy said the same. He should never have actually been allowed in.
No. Should have
been. Listen, mate, my story, mine was an icy puddle. An icy puddle killed my fucking career. I killed my career. I made some fucking stupid life choices about trying to not be, and I'd seen people like you and other people, another one, a friend of ours who had to leave Iraq because he had a hernia dropped into his ball sack, I remember. I don't want to say his name.
I know him.
Embarrassing,
I know exactly who he is because
Yeah.
he come back and I made part of him and
Yeah,
drove a little punto.
but again,
Dripped up punto.
yeah, but again, got kind of labelled.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I was more scared of carrying that label than when I was sat in my own room, fucking injecting myself,
Yeah.
painkillers and everything like that.
You don't want to be a bluffer.
And then when they dragged me into the office and said, I think it's over for you now. I think your time, and look, here's your career map, and it's as big as a stamp.
Yeah.
You don't have one.
No.
It's bye-bye for you. Do you want to just sign off? And we'll just send off in and you can just go, right, okay, yeah. When really, later on in life, like you said, maybe I should have turned around and gone, no, listen, my hip's fucked. That's, I'm knackered here.
Yeah. It's me.
Oh, it's you? Silence.
My sister.
Yeah. But later on in life, maybe I should have, and maybe that's what they'd realised when I'd fessed up to the MD and said, this is what I've been doing, this is how much pain I'm in on a regular basis. And they've gone, you just want to get out then?
Yeah. It's just
Like
easy, isn't it?
Danny's just said, yeah.
Because my colitis, well, I said it on mine, didn't I? I got called a coward.
Yeah.
I couldn't declare because I weren't fit to go out and do my job, which was hard enough to take, but to get called like a sick lizard, coward on top of that just, it's another kick in the bollocks in it to however you're feeling emotionally anyway. Like you've been, somebody has been stripped.
Yeah.
That's all I can describe it as, and it's fucking hard to take.
You've gone from being on top of the world to being pulled right down to the bottom, aren't you?
And like you said, you're trying to then prove that you're not.
Yeah.
You know you're not. Your mates know you're not. Do you know what I mean? But then you've got to try and find that way to prove yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that,
Your battles with yourself, I mean.
Yeah.
and that were it.
That's what that fucks a lot of lads in the head, big time, and that's one of the reasons we do this.
Yeah, of course. Well, you need to. People do need to talk about it because, like you say, people
Someone
that don't know.
I think
Yeah.
that happened to me.
Yeah.
And hopefully there's someone that might be able to watch it and actually get them books changed. I didn't get a job when I got out because that book said search is no longer required, which is what you can get if you get kicked out for smoking weed.
Yeah.
Same thing, you know what I mean?
Same
Now
thing.
Jamie's just had it, my eldest son.
Yeah.
He asked for help and he got kicked out.
Sad, isn't it?
He went done phase one.
Yeah.
Whole
Well,
career.
You think it's there
Just
for you?
gone, fuck off.
Not much has changed, has it? Not much has got better to help those when they need it, but that were it.
It
Career's
was
over,
over.
finished, I'm out, I'm back out
So
now.
you're a civvy.
Yeah.
Where did you? Because I want to get onto this place. I really
So
do.
quickly get through everything then. So I get out, which is about 2004. There's a few different jobs, couldn't really settle, and then I finally got into a job doing insulation, which I did that for a few years. Nice easy job, good money. Then arse fell out of that and I went and worked for my biological father. By this time my son, I had a son and he was 2. I went and worked for my dad, which I worked for about 2 years. Doing sheet metal work. But the relationship soon broke down, so I changed my name. Obviously, we spoke about it. I were in the army, I was called Patson, because I changed my name as a kid to my stepdad's name, Patson. But then I found out that I'm the last remaining person to carry the name, so I changed my name back to White, which is my dad's name. No disrespect to my stepdad, because it was just, and he understood, because he's such a good guy, so he understood. He said, yeah, fine. Thought my dad would be proud. Named my son Jack White. We kept the name going. Ended up working for him, and then it turned sour really because I didn't really get on with. We've never had a relationship with his wife,
Right.
and that's where really the breaking point was. Vicky was pregnant and we'd had a miscarriage, and we'd gone to 12 weeks scan, and they said to us like, "There's nothing there." And I was like, "Right, fine, okay, no worries. Go home, make sure she's alright for the next 24 hours, stay with her." So I rings my dad, tells him, "Yeah, no worries, if you have to have tomorrow off, have tomorrow off." Payday comes, day short in wages.
Right.
He docked me from it, day off, without a miscarriage.
So you think family
There was a
first.
compassion there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right, this is it then, it's not for me this. So I worked with him for a bit longer, and I started doing, another bloke worked out with my dad's shop, rented a bit of space, and I was doing weekend work, trying to make more money as much as I could. I had minimum wage for my dad, family, wife, well I weren't married then, mortgage, 160, 170 pound a week I was taking. I just lost a day's wages for a miscarriage. So I started working for his mate, doing nights and weekends, as well as my 40 hours for my dad, making money. Excuse me. And it got good and I enjoyed it, and then my dad said to me, go self-employed and I can pay you a bit more money. I thought, alright, fair enough. I knew what had happened in the past, so I thought, right, whatever. Went self-employed, he come back off his holiday, what are you doing self-employed? So you told me to go self-employed. So at this point I went self-employed, and he says, right, you can work for me a couple of days and work for Tony a couple of days. Yeah, that works, mate. First day, Monday, at dinner time, go see if Tony's any work for you. I have none for you. So I'm unemployed. I've been told to go self-employed to get more money, and they give me no work. So Tony said, I've got some work, but not full-time work. So father-in-law says to me, he went in the middle of building his house, and he says, come over here and help us out. So I did a couple of days for Tony, and then I went and started building father's house. It was more or less built, it were more internals.
So it's labouring?
Yeah, and learning a bit really, just doing whatever I could, because I've always been good with my hands, like I say.
Yeah.
And that's like 2008ish.
So this is your original skills?
Yeah, coming back,
yeah.
So 2008, and we're finishing the house off, and then I get a shock. My best mate, Tony Macmillan, dies. Gets a phone call from Vicky, and she says, do you remember Tony Macmillan? I knew. She says, yeah, of course I remember him. And I'd seen him a couple of days before, but he turned to drugs, bad drugs, top, fucking high level drugs.
Yeah.
And they were with these sort of people, and I thought, I don't really want to talk to him while he's with them, so I walked past him. Never seen him again, he was dead. Heroin overdose. So fucking I'm like, out of the house over there, we had a caravan here where we had a brew, and I'm fucking in tears. So I've got to go to father-in-law, so I need to go. I need to go see his mum. So I go to see his mum and see Mick Macmillan. And it was horrible. My best mate from growing up was gone now, and I'm fucking in tears, and still to this day it breaks my heart, like, but life goes on. So gets that out of way. 10 years, 2010, I gets married to Vicky, who I've been with since just after Canada. Got with her. So I met today, 10 years today we're married.
Anniversary, yeah.
Yeah, 10 years today, and two guys have turned up and spelled out. She's not bothered, no. So yeah, so I met Vicky 18 years straight after Canada, where I got no money because he took my wages back for the next 2 months. So Vicky's like, no money, Christmas comes, and I'm begging off my new bird. Like 2010 comes, and house he's done that, father-in-law was moved into his house, and I start building my house, which takes a long time, but I makes a start. And being in the army fucked me up in a sense financially. I didn't give a shit about money, borrow money, not pay off, debts. Couldn't get money to borrow to build my house. So right, I'm in it for long haul. Let's see how it goes. So I digs foundations out, and in 2011 I think this were now. And then I moved into a caravan, started caravan, bought a cheap caravan, did it up, lived in that for 3 years while I lived in here.
So you're living in a caravan 3 years?
With a 4-year-old son and wife, girlfriend at the time, sorry.
But always knowing
that I'll be building my house eventually. I'd lived in this house, in here. Yeah. I knew what it was like by the time I moved in.
What you mean?
So we'd been given land off my father-in-law. My father-in-law gave us this plot of land, so I'd always had this.
So we had the scale drawings and all that been done, or did
crack on?
So you just had to basically just
build it.
dig it.
Yeah, just dig up and build. So sister-in-law lives here, father-in-law lives here, I live here, and my brother-in-law should be building outside of us, but he's not yet. So I'm living in caravan, and it does a year, and I get quite well on with it. I mean, digging footings out, I didn't fill it with concrete because it was £3 to fill with concrete, so minimal concrete that legally get away with, safely get away with, then build out of the trench. And did it the hard way.
Trench.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt. I'm in trench, fucking deep, fucking making it right. Fucking that corner's like 6 foot deep, and I'm down fucking on the ground getting it right. If I saved £3, so it paid. I didn't have £3, so it was like, right, whatever. I'm making this money. I'm working 80 hours a week, nights and weekends. I'm coming and building.
And again, let's just slow that down. You're working how many hours a week? For
70-80 hours
a week, and then in your spare time,
coming on trying to build this.
starting to build an house.
It
Do you
was
know what I
hard.
mean?
It was
I
hard.
fucking know where.
I know, yeah, I lost it. I lost it fucking with trowel, I think.
And it's from scratch.
From scratch, yeah. Dug it up, put concrete in, and built it.
That can,
Sorry, mate.
yeah.
Do you think it means more? Because you look around and think, I fucking did this.
No.
You know,
No.
I do.
I'm not.
Garden like, but every time I look at it, I buzz off it and think, I fucking did that.
Everyone asks me the same question, you must be fucking mega proud you've done it, and I think to myself, no, this is easy.
Because we walked in here and I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
It's to a high
If
standard.
I wrote a book,
It's to a very high
then I'd
standard.
be impressed with myself.
right.
If I
Yeah,
could
yeah.
write a book, I'd be like, I've
So
done
this
that.
isn't outside your comfort
This
zone.
ain't an achievement to me. To everyone else, it's like, fucking amazing, well done, man. To me, it's like, easy.
And tell us
Just
about
to be done.
the benches.
Benches, yeah, so lockdown come, and I thought, fuck, self-employed still. Work went, what do I do? So I goes and builds myself a bench. I thought, I'll have one of them benches I seen 3 years ago. I'll build one, have it. Still not got one, every fucker else I'd have not. So yeah.
For people that don't know, though, what
There's something unique about
unique, yeah.
Yeah, the benches, so they're a bench that you can fold out and it's a picnic table, so it's best of both worlds.
And was that just in you? Would you just wake up one morning and just go?
I seen it on Facebook 3 years before, and thought I'm going to make one then one day, and then when lockdown comes I thought, fucking smart now, I'm going to make that now. And I put it on Facebook and everyone was like, that's well smart, I'd well buy one of them.
Yeah.
And it's went from there.
So what's your site? The Wood Emporium. That's you.
The Wood Emporium's me, yeah. And I've many things, yeah, get onto the Wood Emporium Facebook, and yeah, I've tried to do other things for other people, but it's been so busy on the benches that I'm sending them fucking top end of Scotland and bottom end of Dover.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic.
They're doing you right.
Yeah.
So time to money coming in.
Money, yeah, I'm sure. We're sat down, we're saying, right, we'll cancel that direct debit, and that one don't really matter. If we get that, we'll get a bit of furlough, because I'd paid me taxes, I've paid, you know, so I'm getting something back at least, but it weren't enough. But yeah, they paid me a good living, I've done alright out of it. It's got me through.
Some good has come out of lockdown, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah, productive.
Productively, I mean, I started building garage, because I haven't finished this house. Started building garage, and then I could earn some money, so instead of spending it, I earned it. And she's like, get a kitchen, get garage done. I've not done it, but but it's been a labour of love. It took me 7 years to move into this house, to build it in total. I had a year off where I got disillusioned. I thought, fucking, I'm working so much, I've got no time for myself.
You just burn out.
Yeah,
It's a bit of burnout.
I think so. Yeah.
It's a lot of fucking work, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Wow, it's a full house.
Because I was going to ask you about that. Was there any times you've been lying there and you're thinking, because I've never built fuck all, but I can just imagine, yeah, the area that we're in the north of England, the weather ain't so great.
No.
There's plastic sheeting covering you and
Yeah.
doing whatever. It's flapping in the wind.
Yeah.
You've got to get out there, finger numbing.
Yeah. In snow.
Jobs in the snow.
Yeah, well, the year I had off, and then second year I had off as well, but that was because it was pissing, then it rained all year. So I was 2 years without doing it, and then I needed to get back out, I needed to get into this house, so I spent a bit more time, like I say, number 11, come out on real light, won me a few grand, so I just fucking thought, now's the time to spend it, so I spent it on loads of kit, bought doors and that, and just stored them.
Yeah.
And that's what I did, and obviously, like I said, then we moved forward a bit, and that's when my granddad dies, and I'd actually saved up then to buy a toolbox, believe it or not. A snap-on toolbox cost thousands of pounds, and I'd got a lot of tools.
Treat yourself.
Yeah, treat myself. And then my granddad died, and he gave me his tools, and I thought, this is awesome. And I put them in me. I remember putting them in my toolbox, and my toolbox got nicked. 95 months, so that broke my heart. So I'd come into a bit more money now from insurance, but it meant no, so I fucking wasted it. Just threw it and bought a car. Wanted a Warrior, so I bought a Warrior.
Oh yeah.
Done it all, sold it, made a loss, but I didn't give a shit because I was fucking can't replace them tools. I lost about 25 grand in tools.
Sure.
Never bought any, not bought any for work since.
No.
So that happens, and then everything changed. Then I get to the house, and we're in this house, and then I start getting football tickets. I finally got in house, and things have changed and a bit of money, so my mate could get tickets off season tickets to go to Anfield. So I've done 5 years going to football now, which I've gone back to what I love. House is
Good, innit?
done.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of time
Different
off.
to watching it on
Course,
telly when you
yeah.
sat there and
That
energy
energy.
rolls and there's bods
Everywhere. Yeah, we don't have empty seats at our stadium. They're all full.
He would.
I'll take a quick tale about Blackburn. We went to Blackburn a lot because I couldn't get Liverpool tickets, so me and Lad used to go to Blackburn a lot.
Yeah.
And they're actually, as much as there's a rivalry between Burnley and Blackburn, they're a really good family club.
Yeah.
We got invited in. Lad got for his birthday sent to him off what's his name, Paul Robinson. Happy birthday, Jack, gloves, shirt, and boots.
They do a lot more for the fans than
yeah,
Burnley
we went players lounge
and the veterans.
we were treated very well. So, but then I got back to Liverpool. I got back to being able to go to Liverpool. We season ticket holders at bastards, I'll say for you to make you happy. Yes, but then it gets me chance to go to Anfield, which I'd never been.
Right.
I'd never been to Anfield until probably 4 years ago now. So early 30s.
Stadium.
Yeah.
Was it? Had the new stand been done?
No, I got there just before that started, yeah. And I started going, and then new stand gets built. And then I did fall out with football a little bit, and the story behind falling out with football was Roma come 2018 Champions League.
Yeah.
Roma come and they hit that lad Sean Cox.
Yeah, he was in a coma and
Yeah.
he was only just started.
How are we him?
Yeah. Really?
Not with him in person.
Yeah.
But this is really weird, this story. So my mate had got tickets for the game. He rings me, Pat, I've got some tickets. Well, he said, Pat, he called me Ben. Come and say, Pat, okay.
Yeah.
He's from Ireland, and he says to me, he's living over here. I've got 2 tickets. Do you want to go? I'm over at Marine. I'm putting on Facebook. Finally getting to go to a quarter final at Champions League. Can't believe it. My mate picks me up. Bad news, Ben. Says what? He says I've not got tickets. We've been let down.
Oh.
What do you want to do? Do you want to go soak up atmosphere? Yeah, fuck it, let's go. So he goes. Gets to the ticket office, begs them for a ticket. Can you please sort us a ticket out? A lad over in Ireland knew someone in the ticket office. Tell them it's me, blah blah blah, he's my cousin, blah. Here's all the commotion while trying to get a ticket, and everyone's running. So me being military, ex-military, thought fucking go see if everyone's alright. I runs out, Paddy's Irish, so he runs out. Fucking Roma fans with chains and bats and fucking all sorts. Said we fucking, he were on the floor, Sean Cox's leg on the floor, dead. I thought he was dead. 100% dead. First time I'd seen a dead body in my eyes. His brother, we were him crying his eyes out. So I says, we don't move, we stay here if they could, because they tried to come back to stamp on him. He said, no, so we stay here, if they come back we go down with him.
Yeah.
So that happens, and his brother Marcus, we're with him, and he's crying, and I'm cuddling him saying, he's alright, he's talking to the police. And I get threatened to be arrested at this point, because I'm saying, where's the ambulance? 40 minutes before an ambulance gets to him. At a football stadium that's fucking full of ambulances. I say, go in fucking stadium, tell him we need a medic, help him, he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
I was fucking physically shaking, nearly, emotional. And I'm fucking, we're gonna arrest you for
being antisocial, yeah.
And I'm gonna get, listen, you fucking jumped up little twat. I'm not sorted, get it here, he needs help. Anyway, when it finally come, and they're testing him, and I thought he were dead, and then I thought he were dead. And at this point, I had hold of his brother, because I'd found who his brother were, because there weren't that many people around crying. I thought, he must know him. So, are you alright? He called Marcus. I said, are you alright? What's your name? Marcus. My brother. I said, your brother's alright, he's responding, but at that point I didn't think he was, I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
I said, he's responding, he's talking to me, he'll be alright, come away. So they then put him in ambulance, took him away, and his brother went with him. And I'm still ticketless. I had no ticket for the game. So I'm thinking, fucking, so he gets back to ticket office, and she says, right, I've got you 2 tickets. So we're like, fucking will do. Bearing in mind, at this point we've been offered 2 tickets for £1,000. And we said, fuck off, we're not paying £1,000,
Yeah.
2 tickets, we'll go to pub and watch it. 56 quid I think they give us tickets for at ticket office. Because someone in Ireland knew a woman that wasn't even working that night, but that woman that we mentioned had been rung up and said, yeah, further give him some tickets, so he gets in. I gets in, Mane puts ball over the top. And Chamberlain had gone off injured.
Yeah.
4-0 I think we won that game in end. So I come home and I'm then telling Vicky what had happened, even though she'd known a little bit about it, but I didn't tell her ins and outs because I didn't want her worrying. And this put a bit of dampener on football for me, because she then said, I don't want you taking Jack. And every time I go football now, she's like, who are you playing? Like, Chelsea. What are the fans like? I said, every fan, they're all alright.
Yeah.
So I sort of got back to going to football, but I've always had this in the back of my mind that it was a very, very sad day in football for me, that. And then when you flip it back, I was lucky enough to be at Barcelona again. And I got to see 4-0.
You got to saw that cheeky corner.
Mate, I didn't see it.
Didn't see it.
I didn't see it because we goes 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. But before I get to that, I'm at work all day saying, I can't be asked going, there's no point in 3-0 then. Barcelona, we're not going to win this game. 4-0. Barcelona are going to get one. Is it worth going?
Yeah.
Paddy's saying to me, if you're not going, he's sending me a message, if you're not going, let me know, I'll go. So you can piss off. You went to the Dortmund game at Europa League not long ago, which that Dejan Lovren got me $3,500 on the bet, so I won't bother there. Paddy's been over years, he's my hero. $3,500 header. Anyway, my mate says to me, are you going or not? I said, not Paddy, this is a lad at work. I says, yeah, I'm gonna go. I says, we'll probably win 4-0, fuck it, I'm going. Didn't believe it for a minute. Sets off, gets there, atmosphere's amazing, but I'm on my own. But you know yourself at football, you're never on your own. When people say to me, you're going on your own. Yeah, but when I get there, I have 60,000 people with me.
Yeah, if you ever listen to TalkSport, there's people who ring in and have this argument all day long.
Yeah,
I'm not on my own, I'm there with 40,000 other people.
It don't matter who it is, so I gets there, and it was an old bloke, Colin, he'll probably listen to this. He had his knee operated on, so he couldn't go, and he's in his 80s, he's Colin. So he gives me his ticket, and I go, and gets there, and there's a little old lady. She could hardly see. Everyone's stood up because it's like Barcelona.
Yeah.
This is going to be a special night. You could feel it in the atmosphere building up. And she's offering me chewing gum. I'll never forget this night. It was amazing. First goal goes in. Wow. Get in. And then second half comes in it with 1-0. And then Ginny Van Alden comes on, scores 2, and it's like, this is an amazing day. And then, like I said, that cheeky corner. And at this point, we're all just like, oh, we've made it, we're going to get to extra time. And I'm talking to this lady outside, and there's people almost in tears with the emotion of the game. It's taken over everything. And then, corner taken quickly, Origi. Everyone's jumping, celebrating, surfing. I'm like, what's going on here? Why is everyone celebrating? Has something happened here? And it all comes over Tannoy then, and it's Divock Origi scores. Everyone went,
I've missed it.
Even Klopp says he's never seen that goal. He didn't see it live. He never knew it happening because it were a cheeky corner from a young kid. Yeah. So that brought me back to really the enjoyment of football. And at the end of that game, I've seen Roma. There's been fighting. It was violent. It was nasty, terrible. I come out of that game talking to Barca fans. We've got a shirt upstairs where a Barca fan asked if I'd swap shirts with him.
Wow.
I'll never forget that day. It brought me back to football. This is what it is. You can talk to people after the game.
It's one love, isn't it?
And
one love. We all love this.
We've always said it is.
It's a religion.
It's a worldwide language. Isn't it? Talk football, you right? And so yeah, I comes on with a Barcelona shirt and not my Liverpool shirt, and it's like, what are you doing? No, swapped it. We're fucking through.
Yeah.
Happy days.
Wow. And then the rest is history.
You bastards. And then we get to 2020, and we've won Champions League, and we've won Premier League, World Cup, Super Cup. 2020, but it started off. 2020 started off bad for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Wife's uncle died New Year's Eve. So we get a phone call, can you come over? Mother-in-law lives over the road, so I says, I'll take you. I knew he said he's going to die. Got there just as we got to hospital, he died before they got to say goodbye. So that was really sad. 3 days later, I think it were 2 days later, he gets a phone call Sunday night. I'm going back to work Monday after Christmas holiday. My friend Ian Crosley killed himself. Wow. So I'm thinking, that's 2 deaths. This is fucking disgusting. That. Gets to February, Wes. And that's what brings us here today.
Yeah.
Corona, and then I saw you. I think you still owe me a video.
I do.
I think you still owe me a video.
I really do.
I was talking about this
yesterday, actually.
I didn't really get to speak to you at funeral too much because unfortunately you had 2 funerals that day, if I remember correctly.
I did have 2 funerals that day. That's my granddad passed away the same time, so I did Wes in the morning, and then we had to go to my granddad's funeral in the afternoon.
Right.
So it was.
Out. Oh. Good boy. Go on your bed.
Yeah, I didn't get
That's wife, it's 20th anniversary, she's going to bed. So didn't really get to speak to you, but I went back and we went to the pub and we met loads of lads and Dooley and that with her, and it was like we'd never been apart again. I mean, I spent a lot of time with Randers and LN lads up in Catterick. I've been loads of times, But I've never seen Dools and all that lot.
It's good, isn't it?
Dools has been here
Nice, isn't
actually. Dools has been to my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sold an Apple Watch and Dools says, "Oh, I'll buy that," and he fucking drove all the way over just to pick it up. And they were like,
What a time for that lad.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
He's a
they're
good lad.
brilliant. So yeah, we get to the pub and we're talking to everyone, Steve Connor and seen Mick Norris for the first time in years, and Smudge from Burnley, David.
Oh yeah.
Bogging head.
Yeah, he's out, isn't he?
Yeah, he had a bad time with
He's
injuries,
back.
didn't he? Yeah.
He's back.
But all good lads, and it was like we'd never been apart. And the sicky part weren't there. It was just fucking pat off fucking storm, man, innit? Counting each.
Was it a good cleanse?
Yeah. Yeah, buzzing to meet everyone again.
Therapy, innit?
Because that was the first time I've been to. Been to Jordan Bancroft's, been to Coops, been to. I've always kept track, and I've always tried to make an effort to continue that, to see people, to go to the funerals in respect, whether I knew them or didn't know them, and help people. Yeah, I still talk to people now, and I'm pretty sure they don't mind me saying, because they've mentioned on Facebook that what they've been through. And I might have spoke to you about one of them, but Ben Simpson,
Simo, yeah.
Yeah.
a few problems, and I'm always in contact with him. Like,
Well, he's very open. That's
yeah, he is,
good.
and which is what you need. So I'm always messaging him saying, "You're alright, pal," and a good chat. And I did set up walk and talk just after Wedges, which has sort of gone still, but because of Corona we can't go out walking. We got one walk, Liam Wilkinson were going to come with us, and then there was Chipper. Gareth Chipping now.
Yeah.
Did I speak to you, or was it someone else spoke to, and said that we got a lot of information. We got a lot of information, and we got him
He
picked
went
up.
different, didn't he?
Yeah, but he got picked up when he was 8. He's right now, isn't he? So yeah,
If he's on Facebook, you know they're alright. Same with Ben. It's when they're quiet.
yeah, and you start worrying, and then you just message him, don't you? Like, "Are you alright?" And you, to be fair, you always seem to get a reply, but that's what this platform's for, isn't it? This is not just to get our stories out, but just to make people feel comfortable in talking. I mean, I've not seen you for 20 years. I don't think I ever seen you in Battalion, you know what I mean? We didn't know each other, but does that matter? It doesn't matter, does it? You're here today in my house and you're like, how's it going? Eating my cake.
And it's about that, what we went back to when you said when you were a kid. If we openly talk about it, it's not a stigma.
No.
It can't be used as a weapon against you.
No.
It's not an embarrassment.
No.
It's not like we said about fucking, like on Simpsons, what's called Nelson.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt me.
No.
So if I can come out and bear it and say it, you might be going through something similar.
Yeah.
And we said to a lot of people, because it's not just for veterans.
No.
It's, you know, we're in contact with a lot of non-military people and all that
Yeah.
lot. But we like to say, I might talk about something that's a piece to your puzzle.
Yeah, of course, definitely. Yeah.
Well,
I messaged you, didn't I? I messaged you when you asked me to come on, and I said my story doesn't appeal to you really. I didn't go to Iraq or Afghanistan, and you said fucking bullshit. Everyone's story's appealing.
Yeah.
You fucking built an house with your bare hands. That were your words, and you wanted to know what I'd done. And to be fair, I'm grateful for that, because you could have thought if it was that, well, it don't matter to me. And I've seen people on forums, but no one talks to us because we didn't do a tour. And I've seen that on forums.
Yeah.
And I've messaged them people, I don't know them, and I've just said, it's not like that. I said, there's people that will talk, there's people that won't. Everyone will listen.
Which I had a question in my head. And how the fuck have you built that house?
Yeah.
Right? And it's not, oh Dale, I stuck bricks together.
No.
It worked. What you've told us now has answered my question from being a kid.
Yeah.
That Ben the kid built this house.
Yeah.
Am I alright saying?
Yeah, definitely. Ben the kid that was dyslexic, couldn't read and write. needed to find out what it was. But I've even put posts on Facebook before saying, don't disrespect or judge somebody because they're dyslexic, saying they'll never amount to out. Because it might be later on in life where you think, wow,
yeah,
they've done it.
No,
they've done what?
He's dyslexic.
Yeah, and they do things what people can't do. Like I say, someone that can read and write a book can't put fucking a big Swedish firm's furniture together.
Yeah.
Can they?
So it's that.
Everyone's different.
What was the first room in this house that you finished? And you.
This is the only room in the house that's finished.
Well, no, I know, we've talked about it. It'll never be finished.
Never finished.
But what was your first room that you went? Or did you? It was just everything. And then the first night that you all slept in here as a family.
First night we slept in here was on my wife's birthday. We moved in on the 28th of July 2018, which was wife's birthday. So I slept in here, so it was very, very, it's a memorable day. Every time I look and think it's her birthday. we moved into this house X, Y, Z years ago. And then the first night here, she said like, "You've done this." And I was like, "Yeah, well," brushed it off.
Well, that's Danny said it before. You don't give yourself enough credit.
No, you don't.
People don't. But I think partly because you've done the whole process yourself, so you've seen it bit by bit.
Yeah.
Whereas someone who's just seen it as bare bones and then it's done, you're like, wow.
You know, it's a bit like, I would say it's a bit like, you know, if you see someone every day and they're losing weight, you don't notice it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But if you see a photo today of me starting my house and then 6-7 months you see a photo of it finished, you're like, guys built that. Same with weight. If you don't see something, you think, God, you lost weight.
Yeah.
Or they've stacked it on.
Oh, they stacked it on, we all have it. But, you know, that's what it is. So I am very fortunate to be where we are today.
Skills to pay the bills.
Skills to pay the bills.
I like that. It's Beastie Boys. You get that on a t-shirt.
T-shirt, yeah. But like I say, that's where we are today, and you guys are here to help me tell my story, and hopefully it will relate to other people, and they'll be like,
Oh, it will.
fair enough, yeah, that's good.
You might inspire someone.
Maybe, I hope I do,
You know
because
what?
someone might be feeling,
Yeah. Just build something out of nothing.
have a go. Have a go, because I didn't mean to sell them benches. Now I can't stop selling them. They're selling like fucking hotcakes, and it's
Mortgage
great.
free as well.
Mortgage free, yeah. Don't have a mortgage on the house. I've like I say, managed to build it weekend. It took a long time, but we're here.
Fair
So,
play.
begs the question, what's next for Ben the Builder?
What's next? Well, I think my wife
My
will come.
garage.
Yeah. to finish it, yeah. Wife needs to finish it. Wife needs to finish it, but garage next, and then another shed in front, I think, for another workshop, so she can have some else in back garden. As you've seen, my front garden's still a mess, but it's like, it don't matter to me. Like, the sun don't shine in front, it shouldn't shine it back. So we stayed in back, and we're lucky that the sun is in our back garden all day.
Yeah.
All night, it never goes, so the back
When it's out.
garden's alright. Oh yeah,
Not
when it's
raining.
out.
Not raining.
Doing lockdown would be alright, but
Yeah.
next for me really is to continue getting things finished, so that Vicky's happy. And I don't know then. I don't know what could happen, where we might lead to. I'll probably stay here for a long time.
Is that exciting? They're not knowing.
Yeah, eventually, we've always said this, we want a barn, and do a barn up and live out in countryside somewhere.
Do another one?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But
A
fortunately,
grand design?
fortunately this time we'll have this to sell and have money behind us to say,
right.
buy that and do it.
Maybe.
And a bit of help, yeah.
Finished.
Bit of help from all groups that watch this. Yeah, we won't move into. I won't move
until it's finished.
I've always said we'll get toilet done, kitchen done, in the bedroom, and then we'll close it off and we'll build that side and have it done. But yeah, that's it really. There's not easy go lucky. Whatever happens, happens. And
Good attitude.
if I can just, if my story comes out to somebody and they think, yeah, I was long term sick and people don't know my story, get it out there, but don't dwell on it, because guys will always have a drink with you, they'll always have a chat with you.
They're not gonna
Yeah.
ignore
They
it.
don't really take it to heart. You should never take it to heart, really. But
It's always worse in here.
it is. It's your own mind. In your own mind, they can say a bluff, and in their mind, it's just a laugh and a joke. In your mind, because it's said so many times, and Sergeant Major said to you, whoever said it to you, it stays. It sticks with you, and you think,
Definitely.
is this right?
No.
So I'll get my gardens finished, and we'll have a barbecue maybe. That could be next. Nah, no, nothing else. No, because
Like you said, though, you are a real resilient guy.
yeah, well, that's
Don't
what
give
that's
up.
what I try. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've come from nothing. You know what I mean? And I've always give back. My mum will always say that. From my first wage in army, buying her a settee and buying her a cooker, I always wanted to give my mum something back.
Yeah.
And I'll always give whoever I can. If you guys were here now, just saying I'm hungry, I give you a
Well,
plate
no,
of
you
food.
wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I've got some pies in oven for you, so do you want some? No matter what, whoever knocks on my door, whether I know you or don't know you, there's a plate of food, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that can be a fucking squad that I do or don't know, can message me and say, I'm starving.
I keep saying this. People are saying, I don't want to go too political dragging, but there's no heroes anymore. Well, they are.
Yeah.
We're trying to.
It's because no one blows a trumpet.
Yeah.
No.
They're
You know,
humble.
yeah, that's the thing, humbleness takes over. And
They
you
made
don't
mistakes. Our heroes are not these clean people, these straight people. They're not. There's stuff in the closet. Do you get
Of
what
course
I
they
mean?
are, yeah. they hold it all back, and
Some people
their stories aren't true. That they're living a dream, aren't they? That actually, if I just close it off, no one knows about that. Just be honest and speak to people.
My dad said there's some people that straight, they're weird.
It's true.
I mean, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah,
You-
definitely.
You're living.
If you come across as alright and approachable, and if someone's right with you, be right back. If they're not right with you, then just don't bother with them. Just take them out your life. Positivity's the key.
Yeah.
Positivity breeds positivity.
Sir,
Positivity, you know what I mean? I did join a gym a couple of years ago, and in that circle, and Freya mentioned it in her story that community gym, it weren't a gym.
Yeah.
It was go and do a circuit and enjoy it and have a chat with it, and it became leisurely. Everyone were getting fit, losing weight, but we're going to have a chat.
And having a buzz.
Having a buzz, go and get money. Go and get every now and again we go do like a workout in Wood and go for a river and that. Took me back to my days.
And
A bit of battle PT.
Yeah, so that's what it was.
yeah, just both bounce off each other. But we get there. So shout outs.
Shout outs.
Have you thought of any? Do you
I haven't really, but what I will. Jurgen Klopp is the biggest one, isn't it? And someone's pointing at me, and I don't like, might be your missus, saying that something about a ring or something. So it must be my wife. It is our wedding anniversary today, 24th of July. So big shout out to my wife, because through my army days, I did get, and outside the army, I did get grumpy and angry. So and she put up with me. We've never really fell out at all, but she's had a thick skin to sometimes when I've been grumpy and lost my way a bit and put up with me. So thank her for that. A big shout out to Rick Clem as well. And I say this because when he had charity, my father-in-law, they're elderly, and although we've all got our own houses and we've built them, we're not rich, you know what I mean? So we're still allowed to come back. And he needed a new shower that he could sit down in and have a shower. And Rick had gone out and said it. He extended his charity to serving anyone that had served or knew someone that had served and family members. And I contacted him and said, is there any chance you put a shower in my father-in-law's house? And he did.
Wow.
Charity put it in.
Really good guy.
And for that, and I didn't know the guy, I never knew him from Adam. I didn't know him when he was in, first time I ever heard him when the shit happened. So yeah, thanks to Rick Clem. And then people, Al Goodenough, who was first officer I come across in our free cell, and he always had me back, and he was a decent bloke. Danny Nightingale, he'd been through shit. So big shout out to him, because we all know him and how good of a guy he is.
Really.
Yeah, and you know, the full regiment, really, the whole of QLR, I fucking loved it. They were good guys. Pete McKenna and Dooley, especially, who I think built me as a character.
Did you come across Pilke?
Pilke, yeah, I did. I'll tell you a quick story about Pilke. So Pilke were like, you fucking bluffing bastard, Pato. You're a fucking bluffer. He was hard cunt, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he was straight laced. He was straight laced. He was a military man. End of, simple as
Very
that.
good soldier.
I'm leaving the army, I'm handing my kit in, and he says, I need to see you, land's jacket time. So I goes up, and he says, you got all your kit? Yep. But you fucking haven't, I've got your waterproofs. So I said, you ain't got my waterproofs. I got your waterproofs, you've left them lying, I must have left them lying about or something. Give us £100, you can have them back. fucking keep them, and I'm not doing that. So anyway, I ended up getting them back. But for a lot of years, I hope he watches this, I held that as like a bad thing in my mind, that actually that were wrong and it were shitty to do, but actually it weren't. It was just fucking Pilke being you know what I mean? And he given me back for you know what I mean? So but in my own mind, because I got this fucking way out, I thought no one likes me, sort of that I thought it were a dig, but it weren't. And I hope he watches this and thinks, fucking hell, it were a dig, you prick. No, so Pilke, I did come across Pilke, and he were a top lad, never caused anyone any harm really, just fucking straight laced, fucking hard cunt British soldier. So shout out to him, for the way I thought that I'd come across. I probably owe him an apology, but I've seen him at Wes's and probably didn't have a fucking clue what I were, but for him. And finally, my biggest shout outs to you two, both of you really, because you brought out the best in people, as well as the toughest times that they've gone through. Not talking me, because my story I think is pretty simple, but those that have been through fucking mill, and you've managed to get them to talk. Because if we could have done that with Wes, God rest him, he's still here today.
Exactly.
That's the point.
And to me, if these guys can get you talking, then we won. We're one between us.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
if anyone can, Shaka can. Yes! We've been waiting.
Any shout outs this week, Danny?
not off the top of my head.
No? Do you want me to save you while you think?
Yeah, go on.
So, a mutual friend of ours, Bradley Beresford, get onto his daughter's Facebook page. So, Bass and Beauty by Beth. So, we'll put the link in the description. She started her own little business, intelligent young woman, cheers. So, that's from us this week.
Get them shared.
Yeah.
Get them on.
Mine's Ben for inviting us into his home and meeting Randers' dog.
Yeah?
That
Pedro.
dog.
Pedro, what a name!
Pedro.
I'll look it up.
Spaniel.
But we've seen the last couple, we've started introducing bands, so upcoming bands for outros and playlists,
Yeah.
and we try and find something that connects with the story. So this guy, Joe Lees is his name, but the group Mr. Lees, it's his song Paradise, and he wrote to us and he said he wrote this song having, as a young lad, suffering from not having a home, having to bounce around, travel, couching, dodging, and everything like that. And then the trials and tribulations he's gone through in his own head to say, I'm going to fucking build my own paradise. Which I think you've done here.
Yeah, definitely. 100%,
And I think it's fitting. So, without further ado, we're going to listen to it now.
Yeah.
And everyone at home, Paradise.
Tunes
Is
up.
it Shakas?
Shaka.
Staring outside my window, oh, this place that I once called my home has changed. I think it's time for me to let go, but there's one thing that keeps me in this place. I need to discover all the things that life can bring to me. But I'm not sure that if I go away now, would you stay and wait for me or would you leave? It's time to go, I'm not looking back, I wanna know. Would you stay away from me or do you wanna go? I don't want to leave you here, no. Then you say I'm selfish and I never think of you. I knew that you'd react like this, so what you gonna do? I don't want to leave you, but I've got to go. Going to find paradise on my own. Like no place you can find in a London zone. I'm going to find paradise on my own. I'll know my paradise when I found my home. When I found my home. Life can be so contradicting. It seems that I know what I want, but what I want is not what I want. An adventure is just so addictive. Will I return back to this place and be the same, or is that man gone? Fighting it won't help it. I need to go and get away from me and myself acting like this. An adventure is exciting. I'm walking down that road, but I am blinded. It's time to go, I'm not looking back, I wanna know. Will you stay away from me or do you paradise on my own. You did it, like no place you can find in a London zone.